a.m. to 9 a.m. Join Andy Williams, Michael Kerr, and Lennox Smith, the Ground Report team on M1047 as they rip apart the lies, half-truth, and misinformation that the mainstream media never discuss. The Ground Report. Hard-hitting, informative, undiluted, uncompromising, and unfiltered. Monday to Friday on M104.7 FM. Get the raw facts before making any life-changing decisions. Only on The Ground Report.
The ground report.
The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not closing down Petrotrin.
The ground report. The ground report.
I would think that they've been very clear that all the employees of Petrotrin will exit the company. All.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Royal Regis and Company Limited. Services offer new tires and battery sale, motor vehicle inspection, mechanical repairs, fleet maintenance, tire alignment, wheel balancing and rotation, nitrogen installation, auto body repairs. Authorized agent for all major insurance, windshield replacement, wrecking service, parts and accessories. SMR Enterprise Shoguanas. Telephone 665-3377 or email royalregis@yahoo.com. Open Mondays to Fridays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Royal Regis and Company Limited.
My parents' generation grew up with Royal Castle. From the first restaurant in 1968, when that distinctive, tempting aroma hit the air, they just couldn't resist. And like never before, fried chicken with a special blend of local seasonings and a one-of-a-kind flavor down to the bone. Today, Royal Castle still have that same delicious taste, and I love it too. The kids can't resist it either. Plus, they have more to enjoy. For me, the Castle is more than just nice food. Is we own, part of me and you, and is the real flavor of TNT.
Come to Sheltec for your everyday gaming needs. Get your eShop, PSN, Roblox, and Steam cards. Also get the latest PS5, PS4, Xbox, and Switch games. We have everyday specials, 2 for 500 on games for everyone. Shop online at sheltechelectronics.com and get even more discounts. Visit us at 11 to 13 Frederick Street, Capital Plaza, Port of Spain. Come to Sheltec for your everyday gaming needs.
There's a new drink that's transforming what you expect from a beverage. U-Juice is 100% natural and has the power of red ginseng, turmeric, ginger, and the world's strongest antioxidant, astaxanthin. Your new favorite drink has arrived. U-Juice, en route to the ultimate you.
U-Juice, U-Juice. I'm gonna drink, we got a natural boost.
Listen up, everybody. More FM 1047 presents the Charmaine Ford Show, hosted by international singing sensation Charmaine Ford. Mondays and Wednesdays. Tune in, call in, click on, turn it up. You've got to listen. You can't miss a thing. We're talking it all. A magazine-type format talk show that's innovative, informative, educational, and yes, fun. Yes, fun. It's not just talk. There's a whole lot of music. Listeners' participation is a must. The Charmaine Ford Show is on More FM Iconic Radio, Mondays and Wednesdays, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. The Charmaine Ford Show is on your radio.
Why is there still so much period stigma? Why have we been taught that our feelings are related with PMS? Why do people still believe that periods hold us back? I won't hide who I am. My body is strong, but it can also be vulnerable. I am everything the woman who came before me dreamed of. I don't accept period stigma. I am a new cycle.
Period or not, she can. With You by Kotex, you can choose from a variety of pads, liners, and tampons, so nothing can hold you back. Available nationwide.
Home is where you can foster new memories, where you can rejuvenate. Home is where love is, a peace of mind. Home is a house with a land to expand. Home is at the serene Boacono Park or the gated sanctuary of Ella Vista Gardens. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, indoor laundry and private parking. Starting at $1.275 million, Home is TG Homes, Sangre Grande, 691-5659, 721-9186 or 379-8990. TG Homes, modern and luxurious living for all.
Your family's legacy deserves a place of remembrance.
One that pays tribute to a life well lived.
Imagine a picturesque garden where you can preserve your memories for a future generation in a serene,
eco-friendly sanctuary
surrounded by lush tropical trees
where you and your loved ones can rest securely in infinite peace. Your legacy begins at the Orange Grove Memorial Gardens.
Call us now at 223-2178.
Shiny and Ari Restaurant number 67 Western Main Road, St. James, opposite Standard, for breakfast daily Monday to Sunday from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. On the menu, sada roti, Friday, roast beef, pie, coffee, tea, Milo, vegetable pizza, pancakes with assorted vegetable. Lunch specials daily from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Chicken pilau, $25. Assorted lunch from $25 to $40. Soup specials and crab and dumpling. Delivery of food available. Dinner a la carte on the pavement from 6 p.m. until burgers, chicken sandwich, hot dogs, fries and chicken, nuggets, shrimp burger, gyros, and anything else you can think about. Call 382-9347 to place your orders 7 days a week.
To complete your home or business project, well, the place is Michelin Hardware. We carry a large selection of roofing and plumbing supply, lumber, steel, water tanks, tools, and more. Get your sand, gravel, sand filled by the bag, yard or load. No one beats our prices. Visit us at M&R Building, number 97, Eastern Main Road, Aruka, or call 646-2144. WhatsApp 327-7761. Michelin Hardware.
Restyles Funeral Home Company Limited. Services include cremation, burial, embalming, human remains repatriation, tents, and grave markers. At Restyles Funeral Home, you can stay in the comfort of your own home and be assured that all your funeral needs are met, from the time your loved one passes on to the day of burial or cremation, which simply means we do registration, acquire death certificates, and much more. We're on call 24 hours, 350-3626 or 218-5104.
Hyde and More 104.7 FM presents Libra's Night. Libra's Night, Color of Love, on Saturday, 8th October at the Police Mess St. James with your DJs, Dr. Ross, Beats by Robin, Kevin Baker, Shockmaster J, Joe Grind, DJ Worrell, Rise International, and the boss of old school, Dr. Hyde. Saturday, 8th October, the Police Mess St. James comes alive. Advance tickets $100. At the door, you pay more. Get your advance tickets now at ticket outlets: Bobby's Bar Curel, La Luna Bar Aruka, Fouts Barbershop Mover, Shell Tech Electrical, Capital Plaza, the Police Mess St. James, Sama Crew, San Juan, Hunty's Fast Food, Mova Leventil, and Barataria. Saturday, 8th October, we're heading to the Police Mess for Colors of Love. For Color of Love. All other zodiac signs, come celebrate with the Libra's.
Fast wine, fast wine, fast wine. Fast wine, fast wine, fast wine.
Color of Love.
M104.7. Say it loud.
1990, Sharp Rock jumps upon the scene with a lean and a pocket full of green.
Say it loud. Home of the hits. At 104.7. Radio 104.7. 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Join Andy Williams, Michael Kerr, and Lennox Smith, the Ground Report team on M1047 as they rip apart the lies, half-truth, and misinformation that the mainstream media never discuss. The Ground Report. Hard-hitting, informative, undiluted, uncompromising, and unfiltered. Monday to Friday on M104.7 FM. Get the raw facts before making any life-changing decisions. Only on The Ground Report.
Disclaimer. More FM Limited, its owners and associates, accepts no responsibility for statements made by the talk show hosts or their guests. More FM Limited does not endorse any of the information provided during this commercially booked segment as the truth. That you have to judge for yourself. We, however, reserve the right to question statements made. But in this time of misinformation, government-controlled media, and corruption, it is sometimes hard to get the truth. But we must try. It is not our intention to discriminate or annoy anyone. We believe it is our constitutional right to free speech, to voice our opinion, and our duty to the population and country to expose the truth. More FM Limited takes no responsibility for the opinions of others.
The Ground Report, the Ground Report.
The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not closing down Petrotrin.
The Ground Report, the Ground Report.
I would think that there's been very clear that all the employees of Petrotrin will exit the company. All.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith. The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Oh, our Father, who art in Zion, always.
Stand your ground. Push back.
Trinidad! Come on, Trinidad! Thine will be done on earth. All the way be thy name.
Never know how time until me see me granny cut the toothpaste too. Where we are gonna do? I really want to know what we are gonna do. Spend a bag of money pan school fee. What that thing if the people no pass? Where we are gonna do? Not nice. Where we are gonna do? Oh Lord, we suffering every day. Cause life so messed up, me brother. But where we are gonna do? Get a youth. Where we are gonna do? We work hard all week and the money where we make.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Well, I know, no for we there and some suffer long time. But we never give up, yeah, we never stop trying. Cause we living in a perilous time. Dog and yam, dog and blind, a lead blind. Jah know say that system ya set away. And nobody no cater fi none away. And we bounce so we want house and car. But at the prison and the earth them set fi way. We suffering every day, cause life so messed up, me brother. But where we a go do? Get a youth, where we a go do? We work hard all week and the money where we make up is send we back at work. Where we a go do? Society where we a go do? Mount that time and me priest if you run away. Left ya so and go somewhere far away. But the only reason make me no left yet, I true me not know where fi go, some might as well me stay. But me have to wonder where we a go do. Government tell me where we a go do. Me want go easy but even that I fi do. We suffering every day, cause life so messed up, me brother.
What we are gonna do?
Get a youth, where we are gonna do?
What we are gonna do, get a youth?
We work hard all week and the money where we make.
What we are do, Trinidad and Tobago?
Where we are gonna do? Society where we are gonna do? never know how time until you see me granny cut the toothpaste too. Where we are gonna do? I really want to know where we are gonna do. Spend a bag of money pan school fee.
What we are do when this government are very dishonest to the people. Go ahead, Director Cuff.
And Mr. Deputy Speaker, people in this country are expressing how frustrated they are with this government. And they will take to the streets and they will take to social media and tell you how this government is operating. Mr. Deputy Speaker, on my way to Parliament last week, I saw one placard and it read, and I'm quoting from the placard, Mr. Deputy Speaker, inbuilt, HYMC. It can only mean inbuilt, how you manage the country. Thank you very much, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Boom!
Nobody no cater fi none away, and we boss we want house and car, but at the prison and the earth them set fi way. We suffering every day, cause life so messed up, me brother. But where we are gonna do? Get on you,
Let me say a pleasant good morning to all maxi taxi drivers, PH drivers, bus drivers, truckers. Good morning to you. To all senior citizens, a pleasant good morning to you. To the physically challenged, disabled people, a pleasant good morning to you. Not forgetting our sister Isle Tobago, good morning to you.
Now if you got some might as well me stay, but me if you wonder where we are gonna do. Government, tell me where we are gonna do. Easy, but that we do. We suffering every day, cause life so messed up, me brother. But where we are gonna do? Get on you, where we are gonna do? We work hard all week and the money where we make up is.
So yes, Tobago, good morning to you. To all loyal listeners, callers, well-wishers, supporters, listeners, critics, haters, most importantly to all stakeholders, patriots, Trinbagonians, people that will put their God, themselves and family first before the race and politics or politicians. Put yourselves first. A pleasant good morning to you.
Trinidad. Bullshit walks, and when you see court come and destroy the king gone mad. Politician, now we going mad. Look how they destroying Trinidad. Tax people money only wasting, and the poor people them keep suffering. Politician, now we going mad. What? This hour? Politician, now we going mad. Look how they destroying Trinidad. Tax people money only wasting, and the poor people them keep suffering. Hey.
Stand your ground. Push back. The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Politician, are we going mad? They're destroying Trinidad. Politician, are we going mad? Look how they're destroying Trinidad. Tax people money only wasting, and the poor people them keep suffering. Hey, politician, now we going.
Oh boy. Let me say a pleasant good morning to those of you that are locked on Real Media TT on Facebook.
Hey, Obia, race, killing.
Hundreds of you that are already locked on. Zebian, Ghani, all of you. Shirley, a pleasant good morning to you. Rajinja Maraj, good morning to you. Fufu. Hey, Fufu. Baby, a pleasant good morning to you too. Yes, a pleasant good morning to each and every one of you that are locked on Real Media TT on Facebook. Good morning. Hey, not forgetting Real Media TT on YouTube. And Marie Reyes, all of you.
Unruly's only killing Rasta. Everybody taking, stealing what they want. Only time to tell them all them on that.
Oh, Natasha. Oh, Nadira. Yes, Nadira, all of you. Run DMC, all of you. A pleasant good morning to you all. That look on Real Media TT on YouTube. Marilyn Cicharan across there. Donna Buckins across there on Facebook. Marilyn Cicharan. All of you. Wow.
You see what you have, it goes to your wife.
Sharon's Auto, the big car dealer.
Director Koffer, pleasant good morning to you.
Blazing and fire. Senior policeman walking round the clock. Some of them.
Or while you're there, while you're organizing yourself.
Two of them only horning each other. One kill one in Grand Bazaar. A politician went in Venezuela. See him wind up on a senorita. The same politician looky brave and bold in South whining on a 17 years old. He whine.
He whine. He say he not walking on whining on no porcupine. Whine, rowly whine. He whine and whine.
Mad. Look how they destroying Trinidad. Politician, are we going mad? Look how they destroying Trinidad. Tax people money only wasting, and the poor people them keep suffering. Politician, are we going mad? Look how they destroying Trinidad. Tax people money only wasting, and the poor people them keep suffering. Hey, you don't know this is like a man. Race, politics, sports and religion.
Oh boy, Director Koffer, pleasant good morning to you. What says thou? How things on your neck of the woods? Oh boy.
Well, we seem to have a campfire here, a tent, a lot of animals around, in the woods. But, yeah, I want to say good morning to Trinidad and Tobago. Also good morning to you, Andy Pibble Williams, Lennox Smith, and Mikey K. Good morning to the listening public on 104.7 FM and the viewers on Real Media TT on YouTube and Facebook. I want to say good morning to Mina Steiner, also Sharon Bernard, Anne-Marie Reyes, Ron DMC, Boot Martin, Nadira, Mira Princesstown, Natasha Ramsanka as well. Good morning to Matilda Rhodes, Bernadette KR, Tara C. Prasad, Kamala P, Nutscake, Zaber and Gani.
Ravi, yes, Ravi, aka Postman.com, and his daughter, Kavita, and father and mother, all of you. Yes, good morning to you too.
Yeah, big family.
But you say something here where you say where were you in some campfire in the bush? Where's you in the bush this morning? You say?
Yeah, I mean, I'm speaking from the bush right now.
From the bush?
Yeah, because...
So you get technology up in the bush there?
Yeah, I was able to manage to whip up something real quick, because, bills so hard to pay.
Well, bills hard to pay, so you...
Yeah.
Oh boy. Is Mikey want to go in the bush like you going in the bush? Like everybody got to go back to the bush? Hey.
Money.
Where the hell?
It can't buy life. You see what you have, it goes to your wife.
We have trade minister, government incentives and support have borne fruit as testified in the growth of the non-energy sector. Trade Minister Paula Gopi-Skoon says things can only improve.
She said things could only improve?
Yeah.
What part of the she came in the bush like you?
Yeah, because I tried contacting her before I left to make sure, but I wasn't getting a response, so I had to go to the bush,
She said things going and improve. Things only could improve. Alright, like for instance, your car could look better if you carry to paint. Your engine could work good if you go by the mechanic. Your farm could look good if it is you have people to take care of the farm. Or how things gonna get better when them ain't do it. Them want the car paint, but they have nobody to paint it. Nobody. They want the engine and the mechanicals check, the electricals in the vehicle check, the vehicle of Trinidad and Tobago. Them is the driver of the vehicle of Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And they ain't put nothing in place to service, paint, check out the car to make sure the next drive, as they're saying, that things will be better with the car. Yeah. How things will be better with the car? Where all this government continue to do is sell pie in the sky. Because the only way people can believe what they're saying is they must have something to reflect what they're saying that they're going to do. So if you say food prices going to be better, it's because we seeing things such as you're going to drop the VAT on basic food items, and food price going to be better. You're going to organize, and boom, within the agriculture sector, pumping said that 400 stinking dirty little $1 million to $400 million TT to continue the agriculture sector fail because they want to continue to make it a surety for 5 people that bring in all the food in this country, that receiving monies up to about $5-6 billion that we food import bill, and it's 5 people bringing that, 4 or 5 people alone, the 1% bringing all the food in this country. Why you feel the agriculture sector can't work? When the 1% lock down the Minister of Agriculture, get here 5 million and tell him make sure agriculture ain't work. It must never work, because we can risk $6 billion. It's easy to pay $5 million, $10 million to the permanent secretary in the agriculture ministry, to the minister, to the deputy permanent secretary, to all who's supposed to make sure.
You know what I wonder? Like, how do they even approach these people? Like, when they're gonna pay them? Like, do they say
they call them out to some big function? Remember them is the higher excellence. Them working big in ministry. You understand?
Right.
And I ministers, so they will get called out to some function and they go dine them and thing, and then they go start to talk to them.
Yeah.
And then they go run the dollars to make sure agriculture and Trinidad and Tobago, them ministry must work. If you was the 4 big 1% that bring in all the food in this country, would you think Horace to put $100 million TT on making sure agriculture don't work in this country to make 500 to make let me take out the 100 million. Where we take out, so $4.9 million. You making, no, remember it's billion. Oh good.
Of course, I mean.
So watch at it. You go, them men putting out $200 million to all the peasants and them that working within the ministries down to ministers. They're doing that, right? 100 million, 200 million TT dollars they're paying out. That money cross the board. But watch it. You point out that to make sure it works. So all of them people are to eat every arm. So long as making sure agriculture work in Trinidad, them have access to. The pound that 100 million. Let me watch it at 200 million. 200 million the pound. TT. But the food import bill is about 5-6 billion TT. We talking you only point out 200 million TT. But the food you bring in all is worth 5 to 6 billion TT. Would you even self dig horrors in any way to put out 200 million to make 6 billion?
No. Why would I mean, if I'm in control.
And that's what's going on, and that is what's going on in many other ministries and many other things that belongs to us. That's what's going on.
Yeah, we can't even have our own crops.
They buy them out. It's supposed to have all kind of people making sure various things be put in place. Like I think it have a next person who's supposed to make sure that nobody monopolize the place. I think quality control or something kind of thing. They TSTT did end up in a kind of heat with that. With a company wanting to this boy explained it well, researcher. I'll get researcher to give us an explanation on that again. But the person that's supposed to be functioning in that capacity, that's supposed to make sure. I wonder if Lennox Smith know, boy. Lennox Smith! Watch that. Watch. Calling him to talk now, watch. Lennox Smith! Watch. Watch, you see? Rattle him out. When you gave him the chance to talk, he rattling down the radio station. He rattling down people's ears. Now to call him to get certain information. Watch. Rattle him out in the. He made philosophy of the massafasis of the hiker massasis thing. Yeah? Watch. Man, I just fed up at that kind of thing, you know, man. You see that? Oh, Lord, boy. You see that? All right. Imagine that. So anyhow, while we go into trade media call a Gopi Spoon, the same one whose son with the boat get a party during the COVID with boat, while nobody else can think. It's only the big boys and them can get rid of everything. While they continue to tell us things will be better, that come like they're saying, you know, they say if you brush your teeth every day, you save yourself, morning and evening, you save yourself from cavities. Yes, cavities will still may come or however, but in brushing your teeth morning and evening, it slows down the process of deterioration of your mouth, of your gum, of your you know, that's how this go. How could the government continue to tell us things will be better, but they're not doing nothing to make things better? Hey, Trinidad sick, but they ain't getting me no Panadol. Hey, the engine leaking oil, but they ain't carrying it to a mechanic to fix that. The air conditioner in the car not working, but they ain't generate no money in order to fix the air condition in the car. The car need a body work, a paint over, straightening and paint over, but they ain't doing nothing to make sure that that could happen. All this government have been doing is continue to sell us what should happen, what they didn't put in place to make sure it happen, and when it don't happen, tell we Kamala and the UNC. Kamala and the UNC. We raise food prices, Kamala and the UNC. We bring in property tax, Kamala and the UNC. We tell you you have to go back to coal pot, it's Kamala and the UNC. We tell you you have to ride bike back to work on the bad road, so for the rim and them to ditch up and people that bounce up the road. That is Kamala and the UNC. We tell you things hard, things bad, all the management is the worst. That is Kamala and the UNC. 8 years now a government in power and still blaming the People Partnership government. What a failure as a government and as a people that has so much education and supposed to be so bright. For I to believe you, Apollo Gopi Spoon, that things will get better, for I to believe what you saying there, I must first see you put things in place when it coming to food prices and the economy getting better. The crime situation is out of control. Nothing working in this country. You all don't talk to the banks and all stakeholders with the raise and the interest and what's going on. For a matter of fact, you all raise the gas 5 times, ha 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 ha, and laugh and expect these things not to go on with the people of Trinidad and Tobago and expect automatically that things will get better. All right, Kuala Gopi Spoon. I'm gonna go back to the days of Sesame Street. I'm David Mumford. Abracadabra, Trinidad and Tobago. What it is Kuala Gopi Spoon saying here will happen. Like a pie in the sky, go just happen just so. Director Koff, go ahead, my brother.
There is a global expectation that food prices will continue to trend downward. The Food and Agriculture Organization reports 5 consecutive months of decline in the food price index. But locally, Trade Minister Paula Gopi Spoon notes there is an unavoidable lag in international developments and the trickle-down effect on the local economy. Trinidad and Tobago is the largest contributor to regional food imports, accounting for close to half of regional imports. In 2019, the country's value of imports stood at $5.9 billion and grew to $6.1 billion in 2021. But according to the trade minister, the volume, however, remained relatively the same. When it came to exports, another story is being told.
Our non-energy manufacturing sector exports increased by 23.4%. That is from 9.4 billion to 11.6 billion for the 11 period ended August 2020 2022, compared with a similar period 1 year earlier. I went back to the 29 to look at the pre-COVID figures. Our not pre-COVID compared with the pre-COVID, our non-energy manufacturing sector exports valued at $7.8 billion, an increase of 47.6% when compared to fiscal 2022.
Trade with Colombia, the Dominican Republic, and Costa Rica have been trending upward. Minister Gopi Skoon says as trade barriers have been minimized, TNT's trade surplus has tripled from $10 billion to $34 billion. Trinidad and Tobago is being sought after for food and beverage needs, both locally and regionally. Food and beverage output, she says, is at $7.9 billion, some 28% more than 2021.
Given the trend, I can safely say that the output in the food and beverage sector is the highest that it has ever been. Right? Let me repeat it. The output in the food and beverage sector in 2022 is the highest it has ever been at $8 billion. And I congratulate all of those who are subscribing to that. I congratulate all of our manufacturers, small, medium, and large. And again, it's a testimony to our population.
Our export grew to $8 billion. We export as in the manufacturing industry. The people private money, it go to that for food. You know why? The rest of, and what within the rest of the region, Dominica, Colombia, and various people seeking here for food and beverages. 91% of them getting through, right? And them have to pay the 1% with US dollars. The same US dollars that they're making. And we, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, US dollars still be getting them to buy things. You hear why they're making? They're making more exporting to outside country because the outside country is doing better, Paula. We behind them growing. So when they're growing, their consumption and the need for more food at the rise because their economies are doing better than our own. Yes, Paula. So it's growing. Paula is no different. The while 2 years passed under the COVID, everybody catching the tail. Nobody could have made money. Everybody was in decline. But your government watched the banks, the financial institutions, while in a pandemic, making mega profits. Where do they get that money from? Not from the poor people. Plenty of that is what? Government contracts or government. Boy, all your good, yes. You had to finish Paula there. Lennox Smith reach yet. But finish Paula. Oh my God.
For choosing to buy and consume quality, locally produced goods.
Penetrating foreign markets, she explains, will only get easier.
And additionally, how we are going to assist is through our commercial offices and our commercial attaches, which we will soon establish. You would have seen the newspaper ad about these new offices to be established in Panama and in the UK and in Miami, and of course with commercial attaches in South Africa, in Guyana to deal with Southern Caribbean, in Jamaica to deal with Haiti, Jamaica, Haiti, and the DR, and of course in China to deal with the Asian markets.
So
we food and export bill raise. All of that is food we exporting. $8 billion to reach all Jamaica and this and that and all of that. That talk she talking there, right? To reach all over. You listening? Yeah, Director Koff. What were you in Bush still?
Yeah, I'm still listening here in the bush, you know.
All of that she talking there and beating she chest. That Trinidad and Tobago food export bill have increased by 6 billion or 5 point something billion to $6 to $8 billion. Earlier, the food we exporting is the food that we importing. Only the man was not only them bright people let's play fool for you, boy. We don't go food, remember? They give the agriculture sector $200 million alone to survive. It's the food we exporting, locally produced within our agriculture sector? Or is the food we exporting the food that the 1% bring it in, using we foreign exchange and bringing it to China because the government just gained them we foreign exchange. Them foreign exchange is for them. And they importing billions of dollars of food more in Trinidad. Only that middleman thing, the 1% is middleman. And the government proud to tell all you. them go and open offices in South Africa, in Haiti, in Jamaica, in Colombia, in Dominica. They go and open offices to make sure that the 1% who imports food in Trinidad and export it back to make the money, them smart. Well, they can vex with them. That good business sense. Understand all here. And the government of Trinidad and Tobago going and work hard to open offices, not open offices and link the people that they sell tomatoes or plant tomatoes in Trinidad and Tobago. Not open offices various places around the world, around the globe, to link the people that selling that this plant and grow in Trinidad and Tobago sweet pepper, hot pepper, pimento pepper. As we grow here, we lettuce, we body. It are people. Sweet potato, we planting, we fig. It are people have a lot of those things still. That they're generating a little. Yes. She not organizing to talk about fixing the agriculture sector in Trinidad and Tobago, pumping money, making sure the agriculturists and them have access roads, giving the people the proper initiatives, putting things in place to make sure we can have a booming agriculture sector. So when the booming agriculture sector can feed Trinidad and Tobago, all the excess will be linked to the offices and them that you're supposed to open for we local industry that planting real food. The food that is going to those places that you talking about, Paula Gopi, spoon. Yes, spoon. That food you talking about that gone from 5 point something billion export, and you're beating your chest to over $8 billion exporting throughout the Caribbean, throughout the region. We's the biggest, everybody looking to buy it from we. But they're not buying food that we producing. They're buying food that the 4-5 billion years that bring in all the food in Trinidad and Tobago, that could buy all customs, everything, that could make sure the sea land and tomatoes and lettuce and all these things pull through. So dotage it. All you have foreign franchise in this country, KFC, this, that. They're using lettuce, tomatoes, all these things. You all have a country that you all can encourage farmers to grow these things and bring a law. And all they like to bring law for poor people. Bring a law that these big businesses must buy from the locals. But no, don't make nothing easy. Look what they do. They're going to open offices and make everything easy for the 1%, the 4-5 people that bring in all the food. And now they're bringing in more food because they have a serious export or market to finish. Yeah? To finish deliver to. And that market of food that Trinidad and Tobago top in the region with A coming from Trinidad and Tobago, which is the export hub. Not so, Lennox Smith?
Yes, indeed. I want to tell you, Andy, go to the top of the class. Go to the top of the class. If they can't fool you, I can't see how they could fool anybody. So, I want to tell you your analysis. Even though the nitty-gritties may be not intertwined, but certainly. And let us say good morning, everybody. East, West, South Central. Let us take the Minister of Trade to say soft drinks.
You're breaking up and you're breaking. We getting a little bit good, and then you give me a break.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, boy, not today, no. I not on that breakup thing today, no.
Not this morning.
Yeah,
yeah, not this morning.
But the internet bill pay you for better now. Yeah, but your internet bill, you get shoot all the money. We only must be shaming you and Mikey K, no. If it is you don't have money to pay internet bill, you must say at the end of the day, do not service. It will have a good Samaritan out there. Will help you. Hello, can I get? Because I can't understand this. This is real internet or you're thieving internet, Lennox Smith.
But why are you being presumptuous? Why?
Because look, I'm not here, that's why being presumptuous. Because I know when your bill pay, and they say you're good. And when you're thieving internet, you just be sounding like you're in warp speed.
I never said that.
Watch. I ain't say here ain't good. Watch. That internet.
I hear you say that I'm being presumptuous, which means that
all right, here we go settle this quick. No, but here we go settle.
Take off the system and
pay back on here. But here we go settle this quick. We will settle this quick. Are you still are you getting free Wi-Fi or is it that your bill need to pay? Which one it is?
No, I am paying my bills, Andy. That goes without saying.
No, that bill, not bills. That bill.
And when yours is giving problems, I will never make that assumption. But
no, but me, boy, when mine getting problem is my bill and pay. I ain't afraid to say that. When my own getting trouble, my bill and pay.
Well, I don't know about that.
Because PNM make it
I do not have that difficulty as far as payment is concerned.
Well, me and many people have that difficulty right now. We can't pay, we bills, we can't meet.
Collection from who? What? Digicel or
I had to take for the tools for the studio. I had to take two.
Yes,
remember all two. We have to run the studio to make sure Ground Report on and you're getting this quality they're getting. It's two internet bill, a Digicel bill and an Amplia bill. It's two set up because before it used to be sticking, it's pressure thing. So it's two set up bill and both is 400 and something over for 400 and something dollars the package. 400 something. You're talking the bill, just the internet for we to run the studio to make sure we gain it in the morning like this. That is $1,000 just the internet. Something. I
don't have that level of expenditure, but I have a similar arrangement, Digicel as well as B Mobile. But the Digicel from time to time will lapse. I don't know why.
That is why I had to get the Amplia. That is why I had to get the Amplia, the B Mobile. When we program going on, Digicel start to stick. You hear me? I and all out of thinking the people online saying it's sticking. Look how it's sticking. But we say, well, all right. We had to organize Amplia too. So when Digicel down, Amplia. When Amplia down, Digicel. So we just have to be switching up accordingly to make sure.
All right. I'll take your advice. So that is good. That is good information. I wasn't aware of that. Cough.
But look, you're singing good now. Look, you're singing good. So go ahead. You're talking about.
I did not. Well, no. It's coming and going. It's coming and going. That's
coming
why.
And going.
But if for whatever reason I am inaudible, let's go ahead with the program. No need to cut you. But just to say that I commend you for what you're saying. Let's take soft drink manufacturing. The fact of the matter is that Gopi Spoon was very disingenuous and dishonest, frankly, because she have a right to, of course, to minus the input cost for foreign exchange to come up to a rational, true benefit or true cost or true profits of the manufacturing industry, particularly in the soft drink. Why I'm saying that is very simple. The only thing that they would not import would have been water. They import sugar. We don't produce sugar here. They import all the coloring. They import the containers. Not so? Are you following me?
Yes. They import everything. Yes. We don't make nothing here.
The equipment to put everything together is imported. So what you have to do, you have to, of course, if that costs you, let's say 10 cents, and I'm being simple here, it costs you 10 cents, and then of course you sell the entire thing for 20 cents. That means, frankly, that you only really made 10 cents. But don't tell that, because they are about trying to fool the people and not give them the true essence of the reality of manufacturing in Trinidad and Tobago, and that is applicable to everything. All what Kentucky and they are using are imported. Every single thing, including ketchup, and I'm very simplistic here and going to the lowest denominator in order to make people understand the level of deception and the level of disingenuity that this government is engaged in, only to get some modicum, some kind of sense of rationality, one, and purpose, and to reduce people's sense of total disgust and contempt for this administration. Once again, we don't produce sugar here, but she boasts about what? About the soft drink industry, not so? Yes, we do not produce the coloring that the soft drink industry uses. We don't produce the equipment that they use in order to manufacture these soft drink items. We do not produce the cork. We do not produce the containers. I mean, and therefore, what our job is to do is to make people understand that this government is a colonialism, and it is womanism in order to justify their existence, which in fact is incompetence, impotence, and the inability. So to tell us now that before COVID, because they know conscientiously that COVID, they will rely on COVID to suggest that some increase or some improvement has been made. They went prior to COVID, and prior to COVID, it was the same scenario. In fact, their own ability to generate foreign exchange, I would think that they would have to apply to the central bank or their respective banks, and indirectly the central bank, in order to augment their cost to manufacture these items, and therefore the level of dishonesty that pervades this administration. I mean, it is unbelievable. It's a good thing there is a ground report. It's a good thing there's a Andy, there's a Mikey, there's an announcement. There is, of course, others such as Anna Roberts and Victor Roberts and so on, that will tell the people as it is, and they can see for themselves. That will look around where is the sugarcane field. If it is that soft drink as a fundamental component of the production of that item, where are the sugarcane fields to suggest that we manufacture sugar here? I mean, come on, people. Let's get on with this job of getting rid of this administration one way or another, so we can begin to see the light in the not too distant future. I know that because of the
You're breaking up again.
Because of the fact that the PNM itself has evolved into, of course, a criminal enterprise. Because the PNM has evolved into a criminal enterprise, where we have this conspirators group of individuals who are criminals in themselves, in more ways than one, and will attempt to try to hoodwink us and justify their existence, when in fact they ought to have been out of office already. It is a lame duck government that refuses to lie down and Rowley, having regard to his past and current record of deception, must understand that the people have reached the zenith, the limit of their tolerance of this kind of shenanigan. I trust that I got.
Yes, you're getting everything. You're getting everything. Trinidad and Tobago, the lines are open. You start to break up there now, so that's why opening the lines. The lines are open. The lines are open. The numbers to call 229-0251. That's 229-0251 or 239-5120. 239-5120 or WhatsApp calls only to 366-3053. 366-3053. The lines are open. What's on your front burner? And understand, it all comes like this. The food import bill, export bill, gonna buy $8 billion something dollars, they say, right, Olia? Understand something, Olia? The Trinidad and Tobago manufacturing industry, whether getting the foreign exchange or the money to be able to bring in all what they need to bring in order to manufacture it to send it out. So it come like we, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, pay for that. We pay for that. All what they're doing, them just is very bright. The 1% people is bright. Them is people that just make money without spending their money. So them making money right now. Them is middleman. Bring it in Trinidad. Pay slave wages, slave labor. Let Venezuelans work with factories too. And why for them be increased?
If you are getting me, Andy, just one thing to add to demonstrate the deception deliberate. Are you hearing me?
Yes, we hearing you.
Are you hearing me, Andy? Oh my goodness.
Yes, we hearing you.
You hearing me?
Yes, boy, we hearing you. You want to reset that computer after now. After you don't talk, reset that. Nah, boy, I ain't getting you.
What the government has done is companies in Point Lisa, as those who are engaged in, of course, in not in oil or gas, but petrochemical, and they have moved them from the energy export sector and put them on the non-energy sector, and that is to make them look good. That's what they have done. That's what they engage in. A sort of trickery, trickery, and deception. All the time, petrochemical was part and parcel of the oil and gas or the energy sector. Notice they divide it up into energy and non-energy. Well, Point Lisa is essentially has been shifted into the non-energy sector to try, of course, to boost and to give the impression that things are improving, when in fact they merely move a section of what was under the energy sector, put it in the non-energy category, and then tell us that things are improving.
Yes. And again, I only hope Crystal Vacations. Yes. Crystal Vacation, Ansley Buru Singh. That is what I know. You are the information too. I know you are the information man, Lennox.
Yeah.
Restart your thing and check your phone, man. Reboot and check your thing. We have to call out Crystal's Vacation and tour.
I'll call you as the yeah.
All right. Morning, caller. Where are you calling from? Oh God, but you always one of the first ones to get in, boy.
Wait till me. I want to just get this off the mind.
Yeah, you go ahead. You always want it.
When a businessman exports something out of the country and he has to get paid in US, that money not supposed to pass to the government, and then they collect the money in TT, and otherwise them bank it in the foreign account. Are we? So the country lose tax, lose foreign exchange and everything, but they're stuck in the foreign exchange here to buy more from outside. So they pay less tax, everything.
Remember they closed down the Korea, the make we put more tax on bringing in things. They say because they're trying to save foreign exchange, embedded raise tax on when you buy things online and all them things because foreign exchange. What she admitted to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, from 5-point-something billion export to 8-something billion export now means that our manufacturers here are importing more. They're importing more. That is what that means. Meaning the demand for US from the people of Trinidad and Tobago and we treasury is more demands. So it's all right for them to get the US to export, to import more, put the thing together, and then send it away. Send it away to other countries to make more money.
Yeah, but I personally believe that the money they have to be paid for the stuff, it goes in their private account in America or wherever.
Yeah. When they get back US, they don't give it back.
Right.
Them don't ever get back US. They always ask for US, but they don't ever give it back.
The country losing billions of dollars like that. Huh? All right. All right.
Yeah. You done talk?
Yes.
Well, you was good today, man. You wasn't bad at all. Good morning, caller. Where you calling from, and what's your contribution this morning? It could be on any thing that you see the government playing with for buffoons on.
Yeah, good morning. Calling from Irma. We had to remind the people that the first time when Rowley, he win election, when he steal election from the UNC by using the 1 hour, when he extend that election for 1 hour. You have to remember, since he get in that power, he that prime minister work. That work is not really he won, He know that, everybody with common sense know he see that prime minister work. Because he's in control of the EDC and EDP and all them judges and everybody. Everybody know that. Anybody with common sense have a little education, they gonna know that. But you have to remember that since that time when UNC we said they was lose that election and Rowley take over the prime minister work over it. UNC they have the people partnership, they have real money in each treasury, billions of dollars. You have to remind the people that where all our money gone. That time we didn't have no COVID for that first 5 years when Rowley was in power. Where all them billions of dollars gone. Where they thief out all that. Nobody are talking about that. They stop talking about it. You have to remind the people what going on for that first 5 years. It didn't have no COVID to make an excuse. Or anything to make excuse that they had to spend money for this and that. Where all the billions, where all the big, when they budget, there's billions of dollars in budget. Where all that budget money and all gone. They thief out all that. Okay? They thief out all that. Now the second election, when they didn't want the EBC and when they control the EBC, the TV election again because they want a rig election, they didn't want to observers to come in the country. And then COVID come along, they borrow over $22 billion to fight the COVID. Over 4,000 people still dead. Ask yourself again, where all this money gone? Where all this money gone? Then they say the country have money. How you go have money when you have a set of bandits running this country? How you go have money when you have a set of thief, criminals, drugging people? You just name it. They will believe in every wrong you know it have in the face of the youth. PNM is involved in it. They have a hand in it. And the mastermind behind that is the 1% controlling all these. But we use common sense and expose the PNM what it really is. Them is a set of thief, a gangsters, is a group of wrongdoers. And even Rowley said it's a group of wrongdoers. Thank you.
A mafiosi code. We keep each other's secret. It's only when you break rank, you go there and expose us, and for that, we're going to kill you politically. It's the code of the Cosa Nostra. A code, a mafiosi code. We keep each other's secret. It's only when you break rank, you go there and expose us, and for that, we're going to kill you politically. It's the code of the Cosa Nostra. As long as we stay together, we will survive together. And we agree not to breach the code of secrecy.
Understand Trinidad and Tobago. The lines are open. What's on your front burner this morning? What's your contribution? What wrong that you want to highlight and try to make right? What is being stifled that you need to air out or breathe out or talk about? What is stifling? It's your voice. Morning caller, where you calling from? Go ahead, caller. Caller. Where the hell? Caller. Next caller. Morning caller.
Morning, Andy. Report here.
Go ahead.
I hear what I want to know if cough camping out without light. And the next thing the PNM going to do is to tell we to run with car without gas, without tire, and we do a paint job and don't use no paint. I don't know what's going on with these people and them boy. And the bad thing about it, the people that them support the PNM. You know, they congratulating the PNM, you know, boy, for what they're doing. And these set of PNM people, watch them go, that good bit of them. The mouth twist, the jaw, one of the jaw longer than one, and all of them is a set of, well, look, let me say it. They don't know what they're doing, boy. Just imagine, we had sugar here, we had oil here, we have pitch here, we have bitumen here, all that gone. And now, it's not pothole we have on the road in Andy. They say that the rain falling too much, so they build catchment area in the road so it wouldn't flood up. And if you see, they had some catchment area they built all around the Cova, California and McBean area. The thing had no water in it, you know. It's full of rubbish. So when flood come, no catchment area. All of them gone. And I hear you and Mighty K want to do like Lennox, you know. All you hear Brian Manning say that Indian is high-end ladies, and he couldn't get a new brand high-end, so use a second-hand high-end. Make sure when all you're looking for all your high-end, or you get new brand, don't use no second-hand thing.
All right, thank you very much.
You know what you're talking about that? You know what you're talking about?
I don't know what you're talking about at all. Yeah.
A new brand and high-end.
Yeah, see, I was not on the in. I believe in talking to the people now. Right? I was a person like that. I'll buff up the PNM people. I'll tell them how stupid they are. I'll insult them in every way, however. But coming from a PNM family and you know, was a PNM, that kind of thing, and understand that, and learn and understand that you cannot want to insult me and tell me support the UNC or support anybody. Yes, I make a mistake. I know I make my mistake. I know I vote my PNM. I know PNM really mashing up the country. But don't come and insult me. Don't make me feel less than the Indian. Don't make me feel like I'm stupid. Don't insult me. You cannot insult me and expect me to support you. And I learned that. And I changed my ways around that. Yeah, I changed my ways around that. So that's why I will encourage anybody. You can make references to the PNM and the PNM this or whatever. But in going in that direction, best people say, well, here it is. First, the PNM people, we need to talk to you all more and more. Don't let it fool you all. Watch this, watch that, however. But going about it in the way as first they're so stupid. Watch the mouth, watch the this and they didn't realize and that. No. I tell you, black people, let's take that as a serious insult by. Don't do with that. Yeah. Don't come, don't worry. And in one thing we insulting we. Whether the insult is deserving, We the black people who vote PNM, and this is supposed to be a black government, and it's we the black people now suffering even more at this point in time. Yeah, under a black government, well, so-called black government, 1% run. We are insulted. Don't get up, you know. We see what we do, you know. We understand the mistake we make voting this PNM, you know. We understand that this PNM now is not a black government, you know. Because we self was saying, watch are the Indian and them, look the UNC watch, look the scene about their own, look the scene about their own. Look the black government, so-called black government, that 8 years now today. They may see about their own yet. But here was some buffoons go say, the PNM take care of all, but the PNM is taking care of none right now. None. For a matter of fact, the people that still getting is the 1%, which make up of the same Indians that the PNM want to, they still, their supporters to don't like, to hate, that they're not good. Check it out. So earlier on this program, and moving forward, Lennox, you could think, I just want them pay it across better for me now. I want you pay it across better for me. I don't want nobody insulting the PNM people. I ain't want that.
I hear you.
Yeah, tell them where they go wrong. Yeah, teach them where they go wrong, but don't insult them. Don't do that, because you will never win them. I'm telling you. When I was in the PNM and I hear about this and that, you said turn me off. Don't tell me nothing. If you teach me some, but don't go to the extent that I'm so stupid to be supporting the PNM. And no. I rather suffer and still vote back the PNM for spite. Because here why? Because you insult me. When I vote back the PNM, you're still going and suffer. So it's better than insult me, because the PNM, so long as the PNM day, I suffer, you know. But because you insult me, you going and suffer too. The bandits going to come at your house. They're coming and invade your place, your businesses. Dice over this go. So let's don't do that. Lennox Smith, you go in.
Yeah, well, the point I'm making is that in a previous dispensation, that is to say, I would hear you criticizing me when, of course, I'm sympathetic to the Lavender people, you know, and to hear you have evolved to a high level of maturity, I think is commendable. So it's the second time for the morning I'm commending you for your understanding.
From understanding, like you're out and
understanding of the situation in this country, psychologically on the lot of that, and of course understanding.
You're real breaking up, Lennox.
The economy.
You're real breaking up, Lennox. Let me take a call. Reset the computer now.
Never surrender. It's claim. Oh gosh, yeah, take a.
Yeah. Real breaking up. Don't forget to check your WhatsApp. We have to go back to deal with this store company. Yeah. You only can't take people money and then give back the people the money. Oh, yeah. Morning, caller.
Morning, Andy and Lennox. Lennox, I was listening to Munilal speaking about some court matter that him brought laws in the court. I didn't quite get good. Could you expand on it a little bit for me? Because I understand he and all lied to the court. It looked like this whole government lying to the court, but from Attorney General to Prime Minister to Finance Minister. Expand on it a little more. And for Brian Manning, that contract where he gave with the street lighting, it looked like he get overpriced. He telling people to eat salt biscuit.
Oh boy, easy. Well, the lines are open, right? I hope all of us on the same page. Please understand. Remember, we are mature. We all are growing. We all have to understand. What we have to do is talk to them over and over. Hey, to those you, the people that did, you see why this do it, that did support the PNM, and realizing now that you did make a serious mistake, that they are not for black people. We bring the information to you so you can make informed decisions based on that risk, but based on what it is they are doing to you. So in that way you can make an informed decision on your own life and livelihood. because of decisions that they're making that interfere with it or destroying it. Oh boy, the lines are open, y'all. What's on your front burner? So let's go insult. Let's teach. Let's talk to them. Let's tell them, yeah, you made a mistake, and we look forward in the next general election or in next elections that you change your vote and you send that message to this PNM administration led by Dr. Christopher Rowley that enough is enough, and that you are not buffoons or you're not no imps or no stupidity for nobody. No politician. Because I ain't want them bright for Rowley alone. I want them bright for Kamala. I want them bright for Warner. I want them bright for Philip Alexander. I want them bright for Gary Griffith. I want them bright for Errol. I want them bright for all politicians. And that is why I'm trying to teach them. Don't only be bright for any other political party that runs Trinidad and Tobago than the PNM. Yeah. Be bright for all. Right now, be bright for the PNM. The party in which all of you all that voted for the PNM put there. So let's do insult. Let's encourage. Let's unite. You know, because going down that road, I tell you, they're taking it different. Remember, only I from that community. Especially if you see when you call an East Indian person, if don't bounce about to your Eastern person call and making a contribution. They might just feel, you see that contribution is a East Indian talking, so you know. Look how they're saying we so stupid, and look at we, and look at this. I tell you all that they will take that as an insult. They're taking that as an insult. And then the PNM now will use that in the little holes and say, see, I tell all of them Indian like all they watch. Watch out how this Indian man talk, and watch out this Indian woman talk, and whatever. And will highlight something noble by the people, you know. And they will make something small big out of that. You ain't see the people who are the beverage company, the daughter do something and they see what gone, but they end up getting back the thing. So don't insult, don't go down that road. So we encouraging nobody in that. What we encouraging too is we teaching, we informing, we making sure all in surgery, including the supporters of the PNM and the ex-support, what's my real people stop support the PNM now. I know I'm telling all you. So so all you know I'm talking about, man. Let me go down that road. I come from that. Diego Martin Bagatelle I grew up. And I telling you, I will use your contribution, anyone will your contribution, and turn it around. All of you mean nothing about it. And I will turn around that to make it look that all your Indian attacking African people on the ground report. Please, I know I'm telling all you know. That is because again, the PNM looking for anything to survive. They're looking for anything to have some kind of leverage on. Because remember, they don't have no leverage on the economy, on the delivery, on management of we and our country. They don't have no leverage. They fail. And the country continue to crash. And it will crash more. Because they raise gas and they turn it around back. And it's going to have a replaying effect. And things like that on this program, this powerful program, whereby somebody will call and say, them PNM people this, and what's that are telling all you? Die fuel for them. Because they will want something to fight on. They can't fight that the PNM doing good, that the crime situation is good, that the PNM since 8 years in government have done a tremendous job when it comes to the country and the function of the country. They can't tell you all of that when they call radio. So what they will do is they will go on their blogs, they will go all over social, all over, and still try to sell race. I sticking with my own. You see them people, and that is to still sell race. And PNM know they could win with it, because that people don't listen. Don't be like them. When we having a conversation, we mustn't be like Aisha Wells and 91.9 and them. We mustn't be so at all. Whereby it's allowed for anybody to insult Indian people on that station, that PNM station. Anybody's allowed to say the worst about Indian people. You see, on this station, nobody allowed to say the worst or any things to none. Not to no Indian, not to no African, not to nobody. When we come here and we make the contributions, it's about informing everyone of what's going on. What we miss on mainstream media, that like PNM media, we will organize and highlight it here. Okay? So we ain't going on that road. We don't want that. It's about unity. Unity is strength. And someone they tell me too, they don't like how somebody this ball arm. And an Indian person will sell their mother. But it's an Indian person saying that, But I understand more now. That person from away, that Indian person from away, call me, they say, boy, me like how that song, you know, whether it's so or not. How could we just think down and, right? They go sell their mother, the this, the that. We don't want that. We don't want no Indian and all insulting Indian or where they go sell and where they ain't go do. Or if it go. What we have to do is continue to inform, educate. And you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, will make that informed, educated decision on the way forward when it comes into your politics and what you want. So let me do the very important issues that many of the rest of you want to call right now in and make. And let me don't allow that. We on the ground report must be different to the rest. We're not insulting Indian. We're not insulting African. We're not insulting nobody. What we are doing is we'll be teaching and bringing all the proper, truthful information to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. So with information and truth, they can make an informed decision in the next election. So let's go to the lines. I feel little insulted there, my good friend, as an African person, I hear where you say I understand it didn't meant to come across maybe in that way or however, but I felt kind of insulted. I've been straight, I feel it. And if I felt it, I know it are people how they felt it. African people felt it. It didn't come across too nice. I've been straightforward. I felt it. You see, if I didn't feel how it come across, well, I know, well, all right, it didn't, but I felt it didn't come across too nice. But I know my partner, Freeport, is a good man. He's a man, not a one streak of racialism in him. Or however it go. Not at all. That is a real good man. That man is that man is a good man. Morning, caller.
Very good to you, sir. Very good morning to you, sir.
A pleasant good morning to you. And where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Lapai Gardens in Caroni.
Hi, Lapai Gardens in Caroni. What's your contribution this morning that you need to bring to the ground report? Thousands of people listening.
So, when Jesus was on the cross, when they was crucifying him and the other two people, and he asked for water because apparently he was thirsty, the Roman soldiers turned up a spear with some vinegar in it. This is how I feeling today with the government and us. I feeling like Christ on the cross, and this is what they're doing to us. And we are drowning right now. And rather than the government throw a life ring or extend a lifeline, they are pelting a foundation block to me and telling me catch. All the best.
All right. Because it didn't come across good as an African man to have an African woman listening there with this program full of beautiful African high-end women. Why, watch me, this program a high-end Indian woman, high-end African woman, high-end mixed woman, yeah, and all is par and equal to each other. Yeah. That will come across to the African community and to the women and the men like, hey, African woman ain't good. And better look for a high-end woman, Indian woman. Leave out your African woman and that kind of. It didn't come across. I didn't feel it. I feel a kind of how. Why you know love African woman? Yeah, you know, so I feel a how. So I feel like, what boy, you telling me, boy, the African why are they ain't good? I need to get a high-end. It didn't come across nice. And we not going and go down that kind of road. And I don't want nobody go down that kind of road. It's not about insulting none. Don't insult none. All is beautiful. Mwah! All my women and them beautiful. All my women of Trinidad and Tobago is high end. Besides the ones that damn worthless and lazy, or will encourage the young boyfriend. They want to weave and they want to this or they want wherever. And the boy walking away. And the boy had to go and rob some way to get them for to go to the party and the other way, the this and the that. But they know the man walking away. Them kind of woman ain't go the time Indian woman doing that, African woman. They ain't go the man walking. Where you getting money? You know he's selling drugs. You know you're robbing people. You know some. And he doing all of that to make you happy. Is that a high end? You know? The ones where I don't know where is the high end. High end is what? The ones where have on the 100% weave. You know? Or the Indian and them will blonde the hair. I don't know where is high end. High end is a woman that take care of themselves, their family, that will put their God, their family, themselves first before they put politician, race and religion in this mix. Them is high-end woman. My high-end woman is people. High-end men too. Hey, it's a nice black man, nice Indian man, and all of them is high-end. My high-end when it coming to men is a man that will stand up with their family, organize, see what best they can do. Don't go a life of crime. Work hard for what they want. Build yourselves. Watch me. And it's a real high-end men in this country. Both races. What I would like you all to say is we want a high-end government. This government. They're not hybrid at all. There's not high-end. There's not. This government. What kind of end is this? I'm looking for the word. I'm looking for what end is this government. They're not high end. They're not hybrid. What kind of government is this, boy?
A bunch of charlatans.
Charlatans?
Yes, that's what they are. Charlatans.
And break it down for the people that don't understand what is a charlatan.
A bunch of political quacks. You know, like a doctor that is a quack. A mason pretending to be a dentist. Quacks. Yes, that's what charlatans. That's what they are.
Ole Lennox is back to the lines and he's singing good. The lines open, the numbers to call. Yeah, yes.
Well, I want to complete my comment that I was.
All right, but before you do that, let me just clear the 3 calls that it already had.
All right, go ahead.
Morning, caller. Caller, morning. I didn't hear you. Morning, caller.
Morning, oh boy, boy, they have nothing for this man to destroy again, boy. This man destroy everything. And you know the man shocked me. The man said he had tell me about rebellion this time at all. He said cook with cold pot and roast your bread. Put my right now, have my bread, put the roast out to go light the fire, boy. Bless my boy.
Yes. Had a nice Indian girlfriend too, you know. Yeah. Nice African, nice Indian. All we Trinidad women sweet. And we men is high end and the good. There's nice fellas too. But again, I define the ones that I will deem sweeter. The woman that is responsible will take care of their kids, will the family, they know, we know them, we know. And the men that will do same, we know them. Yeah, now and again pick up the kids from school and all these different things. Show interest in the men. Show interest in the children growing and upcoming. When it coming to the sports or wherever, be a part of the children life. That's what the men, the African men and women need to do. We lapse being a part, not all, some, being a part of our kids' life. When you check various schools, you will see hundreds of cars out there, people waiting on the people you see. I wouldn't say waiting to pick up their kids. And when you look so in the African, well, in the other schools, you see all of them just walking out, going, they're fighting each other by the road, and the organized take the maxi, and then some of them going now, maxi man with them, taxi man with them, PH man with them. Although some of the discipline we children good, when they go out among the peers there, that is a different ball game. So why? Only let me know what we about. And what we about is unity. All of us are Trinbagonians. All of us in doing the right thing are high-end men and women of Trinidad and Tobago. And what we need to do in the upcoming general elections is make high-end decisions and vote for high-end delivery or performance by whoever that you the people choose to put there. As I just always tell you all, I will never tell none of you who to vote for. But what I just tell all you is who I, Andy Williams, the Pitbull Radio, voting for. Who I support in using statistics. And who I, Andy Williams, will support. And then I will bring out all the facts in which I using in order to come to my decision. Why I support Kamala Prasad Bisesa over Dr. Rowley. I come from a squatting community of Bagatelle and environs. The UNC, not under Kamala, but under Basio Pandey back then, John Humphrey them. While the PNM never make lands, and look, they're still not doing it, make lands available for poor people. Always was giving away with lands to the big shots. And look, they're still doing it. Who gained 1100 acre land for agriculture and they ain't doing no agriculture work? Who gained X amount of acres? Watch out, all we lands. The UNC came and bring a policy after the PNM was breaking squatters, plain talk bad manners. I come from a squatting community. And the breaking PNM like thief in the night. Breaking squatters, people paying out people because people catching, all they not have any policies, however it go, all they not making land for the landless available and all them different things. All they not organizing and planning and communities, putting the infrastructure and put things in place where people could buy the land for at least 15, 20, 30,000 back then or however cheap. The guest state land or gate lease and all them different things with proper infrastructure. Give them all that they do, you know, John Humphrey them. Under the UNC, and I was a PNM back then, and them come to regularize the squatting thing and bring the all who have certificates of comfort. Is not the PNM do that? Is the UNC do that? Pandey government do that? That certificate of comfort thing. It have over 100, 200,000 people squatting on state lands, including the ones who are legally squatting with the government. Them just get them it free and get them paperwork where they go using the paperwork, going to the bank and they building the malls and then renting you all the malls 20,000, 30,000 a month for a little spot, and that land in which the building belong is yours.
When the state loses,
yeah, that's your land. And so one of my judgment, the UNC regularized squatters. The Community Squatter Regularization Act, the thing. The UNC organize and give all of us the opportunity to drive a car. Them do all of that. The UNC always try to do something to, if some people may put it on as mama guy, the black people. But I wouldn't watch it as that. I watch it as they are aware that they don't have at 100% the black votes in Trinidad. So they're courting. In courting the black votes, they do this, they do that, they do courting because they don't have it and they want it. So they try their best to always keep black people happy and at least give we something. The PNM had the black votes. Them don't court, them don't get through. It ain't no more theater, no walking by no park and holding hand, watching no sky again. And it's that is how the PNM is. So my simple decision, I decide to support the people that, not only that, laptops are children, only I could call a amount of things from Basio Pandey to Kamala Prasad Bisesa did. I could also call some good things Manning do too. But by telling you, Manning do good too. It's just this quack, this man Rowley, he different. Let me be real. So it has some people that see right up. UNC, PNM, LLP, this one, that one is the same. That is dotage talk. When the UNC was there, they never raised gas and laugh at we, you know. When the UNC was there, children was getting textbooks at school, laptops in their hand. And next government power don't have that, you know. And before the UNC was there, the PNM was there and them wasn't doing that, you know. So back then it's still no COVID, this, that. They never distinct. PNM never distinct about development of the people. It's always about their finances, their friends and family. The UNC at the end of the day, even if they are thinking about themselves, their family, however it go, they know that they are obligated because why? They don't have we. They want we, and they will want to keep we because they will want power. They know what they have to do and they just do it. And me, the next thing, you see people saying, I rather my own do me. I don't want none do me. None. If it's a green man and you come in to run this country, run it good. Do what you have to do for the 1.something million people to benefit. Not the 1% and them alone, in which this government are making sure them alone benefit. We're not taking that. They can't do that. They can't do that at all. The line's open. Morning caller. Caller, morning.
Yeah, morning to the big good man. Morning to Andy. Morning to Mikey. Morning to Cuff. Morning Trinidad.
Morning.
Hey. Mikey, man. Nice.
Hey. Well, yeah, last time I was listening, Andy, as you're talking about that now. Last time I was watching other station. The other scientific pool who was the best Minister of Finance this country I've ever seen. Boy, Brian Quaitong get the majority of votes. They say he was the best thing under Basil Pandey. Brian Quaitong told Pandey plain, he said, under this condition, boy, we can't raise at least nobody went home, everybody was working. They didn't raise no taxes. If people was here, man, and the oil was $9 a barrel. They said that man handled the economy. He was the best finance minister that ever passed through this country. And he was bright. He knew his figures and everything. Well, I was watching that last scientific poll on WESN station, whatever it is. A boy that people call in. Well, yes, we still have smart, intelligent people in this country. They sit down and they make a study, all the finance ministers, and they came up with Brian Quaitong, and they said why he was the best. They showed where he didn't cut the oil was $9 a barrel. People didn't have to go home. People had their jobs. People was comfortable. They buy their foreign used cars, and Pandey bring in foreign. If it was for Basil Pandey, a lot of these people would not be driving a motor car today. Because they can't go buy Macaneni. They can't go buy Elon Musk, the kind of money they're asking for. And Pandey show poor people that everybody can own a motor car.
Right, but watch. But look, the same PNM now, reverse it back. Where it's best to buy a brand new car than they buy a foreign use.
Well, they know the PNM government like to reverse. That's the way they drive them, reversing all the time. So that's why when you're reversing, they will kill people. You can't see what's going on. That's what's going on. They're driving forward and they're reversing, so they're licking up people all the way going. I look around listening to this.
Oh boy, thank you so much. Mikey, go ahead. Morning to you. And Lennox Smith wanted to explain something.
Morning, my brother, Andy Pitbull Williams. Good morning to you, Lennox. And of course, our technical director, Cuff. Yeah, Andy, I was listening to what you were saying. And I mean, you put things in the most accessible perspective for anybody to understand. It's apples and oranges. And again, you hear the narrative of this saying that both parties are the same. How could they be the same if you condone one, no matter what they do, and you reject the other without any sort of logical reason? You embrace one and you reject the other. How could they be the same? It's like a mother having a child and she didn't like the child father, so she always looks at that particular child as saying, there's a sense of hatred embodying all of that. How could it be the same? And you have to lay out, of course, and people know it by now, they know it by heart, Listen, PNM people don't dispute all of these things about the laptops and the fact that settling wage negotiations with the labor unions and the fact that there was better infrastructure and the fact that they had money in their pocket. They don't dispute that. You know. There are two things they don't dispute. The fact that things were better, and number two, if what is happening now was happening with any other government, Tong Bundong already. And I did take pride in telling you that.
Yeah, the same PNM people is telling that. The PNM people itself, they say
PNM people is telling that.
Yeah.
But if this was happening, I'm not coming. You know, we done Bundong Tong already. And they say it with a sense of pride that in itself is the greatest sentiment of patriotism. We would actually have stood up. And we had a Bundong Tong if we had a Bundong Tong, because we would not have accepted this. So how then two political entities could be the same? Again, if you condone and tolerate everything, and you're complacent to everything that is done to you and you're suffering, but yet still you reject the other party on the basis of what? Race? On the basis that somebody brainwash you, somebody put into your psyche that is us versus them, and it's not about building the country. I mean, this is madness. You have parents, Andy, busting their head to scrape and make ends meet, and you have children going to school and getting their head bust. That's to tell you where we reach. I mean, this thing is so sad. And when you have a man who just come out from nowhere, this Toko Sandigrandi MP, this Roger Monroe, now hear the utter madness. This man gone in the place, and I'll keep saying, where our business is supposed to be conducted. And Roger Monroe, he accused the opposition of inciting people to protest. Said he listened to opposition MPs throughout the debate and heard only negative words, including riot, protest, and brutalized people. You go back and tell us who was inciting riots there, Roger. And then he says he likened Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley to St. Michael, the defender archangel, and said he had the country's best interests at heart. Yes, it's not just Dr. Rowley anymore. It is St. Michael. St. Michael.
Monroe singing to make sure he can get back that seat to run for. So you had to talk to Rowley. Yeah, go ahead.
Not only that, Andy. Monroe is laying out the whole campaign strategy as well, and we said it here on the ground report. They are going to come and tell you that this man saved your life, and in your psyche it will register as though, how could I not be indebted to this man? How can I not vote for the PNM if it is that Rowley saved my life? But right-thinking citizens know otherwise. Here it is that you want to talk about what a great job the medical team did. All right, they are experts in their field. But what about those who didn't make it under the tent? And you didn't find it was insensitive that they had people dying under this tent, but you're making sure that that check for that very same tent keep going up Santa Cruz every single month? Who benefited in the heights of this pandemic? Which friends? You yourself, your family, your finances. Tell us, who benefited? And this man is saying that Rowley is an archangel. This is St. Michael. And they are going to come to sell you that. That will be the main highlight of their campaign. He made bold decisions. And the decisions he made and the leadership that he showed is what saved our lives today. Really? Really?
Gentlemen, twice in one morning, I have to, of course, give the highest accolade to my colleague, friend. I'm talking here now about Mikey. Go to the top of the class. I think your assessment is on spot. Andy earlier, of course, look at the psychological, if you want to call it, impediment to a person thinking objectively and clearly and in their own interests, particularly those who might have been brainwashed or to some extent influenced, and I say some extent very loosely because it is a serious thing, by of course the PNM leadership over many decades. It means, therefore, not only our own respective tasks are so significant for the deconditioning process, and to make certain that, like, of course, or not unlike the typical dope addict who, of course, is supposed to be detoxicating, the body will give some resistance. That's how I assess this situation. And you're so right. The entire debate with respect to this particular budget, you would see it will be very interesting to get a copy of Camille Robinson's Regis presentation, you would see that every single senior member of the UNC was targeted for some kind, whether alleged, whether slight, whether innocuous, some kind of infringement, and the focus is there. Of course, the whole question of plant-like substance came up with respect to even Kamla Persad-Bissessar, when in fact that was of course dismissed, not just almost instantaneously when it came up, but you saw even when Hines began to of course regurgitate that it was summarily of course dismissed by police formal investigation by none other than of course the former commissioner of police, as he in fact did. And that is why they don't talk about the emails again, because of course it was flatly rejected by a credible source as a commissioner, sitting as a commissioner of police. And that is how of course the political leader at least has been absolved from those what otherwise would have been concocted and of course PNM oriented and pursued victimization under the criminal code of this country. This is the level of deviousness and the level of criminality that we now have operating at the level of government in this country. And we have to be able to not just generate the paradigm shift that is required, but dig deep enough to understand that this is not a Trinidad and Tobago thing per se, to uproot and to make certain that the people benefit from the electoral process, because as you know, separate and apart from attempting of course to keep the sycophants and the diehard in place, they have been of course and have firmly enshrined their tentacles, their poisonous political tentacles inside of institutions, which of course have generated quite a lot of concern for all of us, whether it be the EBC, whether it be the DPP, whether it be, of course, as we know in recent times, the Police Service Commission, and no doubt the Civil Service Commission, because you're talking about job opportunities and all of that. And therefore, to understand what Andy is saying, it is much more complex than even what Andy has tried to, of course, extrapolate this morning. Because
I agree there, Lennox, but based on what you're saying as well, these institutions, so it's rightfully so we can look at them as being compromised and no longer perceived as independent.
That's right.
That's scary. That's very scary.
Yeah, and therefore we have a duty and responsibility to go beyond the physical space called Trinidad and Tobago, because there are institutions which they will have to respect, and we must be able, of course, to bring pressure, whether it be from United Nations perspective, etc. You know, I've always been talking about that, and in the fullness of time, of course, we will be able to get around that, because the conversation has to be led outside. That's the only thing they are afraid of.
The thing about it, Leonard, to me, that's basically, to me, that is more of a fact of exposure, and I mean that exposure is not going to hurt anyone, especially if it reaches out there on the global scope of things. But what do we do here domestically as far as it goes?
No, we are doing the right things. We are doing the right things. We are dissecting the shenanigans and the political charades of the PNM. As I said, the budget was deliberate to attack members of the UNC per se, personally, even though it has no connection. It has no connection with the fact that they are not in office. They did not impose the kind of economic stress, pain, agony, and deprivation that we got over.
Meaning the budget is still a blame a UNC Kamla Persad-Bissessar government. That's what the budget was about. Blame UNC and Kamla Persad-Bissessar government for this budget in which we delivered to you.
But Andy, I sent you a clip there. I don't know if you or Cuff have it lined up. Statements that Dr. Rowley would have said. I sent it to you there, Andy, via WhatsApp.
you would think it's mad people sitting at the helm of our affairs, but there's a reason for that. Ultimately, people, and therefore they'll be getting more desperate. They know that they have stolen openly and have at the same time hided their larcenous conduct openly as well. It is therefore very easy for law enforcement with another administration to hold them collectively and independently under the criminal code very, 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 very easily. They have made it very easy for investigators, and they clearly are conscious of that and will do what they believe they have to do in order to stay relevant and to stay in our faces, still having, of course, the legal responsibility for the offices, including various apparatus of the state, including law enforcement.
Yeah, you have it, Andy?
Yes. Yes.
Media release from the UNC, signed by the opposition leader of Trinidad and Tobago, dated the 3rd of October. Rowley berates citizens to sacrifice while he hosts an expensive and lavish taxpayer-funded party for his wealthy friends. Keith Rowley continued to disrespect citizens last Saturday at Millfleur when he totally ignored the suffering of the poor and working class, and instead hosted an expensive and lavish party for himself and his wealthy friends, which was paid for with tax.
And you was dancing with your wife too?
It was a most evil act of incitement against citizens.
Listen.
The behavior.
Don't call. Oh boy, better let Cuff across that boy. Oh boy.
Yeah, I said
Cuff.
it to him as well.
All right. Put it across on the system there from your Cuff. Mikey sent it for you. WhatsApp. Put it on the system. Yeah, because calls will come in and disturb that.
The fact is this, gentlemen.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Mikey.
The fact of it is that, of course, a release did come out from the UNC even after he made those statements about the whole mail flares and what was going on. And it said, in a most evil act of provocation towards the poor and working class, Keith Rowley used his speaking time in the budget debate yesterday to support the lavish taxpayer-funded party for himself and his wealthy friends at Meal Flares. This after he and his ministers insulted and humiliated citizens over the last 9 days in defense of his most evil budget. One would have expected him to use his speaking time to offer words of comfort, encouragement, and advice on clear plans to improve the lives and livelihoods of citizens. Well, yesterday he did come in there and he did make these statements. He tried to turn the tables on the opposition and trying to make these statements that somebody from the opposition told him that when they shut down Petrotrin, they were thinking about doing it, but only a PNM government could do it. And also the fact, all of this, I mean, he came on the defense. It was really and truly like a raging bull. And none of it, after all was said and done and the dust settled, none of it had any ease towards the fact of us paying more at the pump. None of it was the fact of the matter that we had to move around with a smaller basket to pick up whatever goods and play that tag game with the cashier at the end of the day. None of it is about telling us whether or not our children can advance and be globally competitive to have a laptop or any sort of device. None of it at all. But to come there and talk about a party and say he was just an attendee and it was all sponsored by Angostura. Well, who controls Angostura? Who controls Angostura?
Angostura is we
own. The board has to be appointed with approval from where? From the cabinet of the government. It is the cabinet that has to approve the board of directors at Angostura. So Alana Bourbon didn't get there on her own. Fabio Di Giamarco didn't get there on his own. Ingrid Lashley didn't just wake up and go there. Sterling Frost, Franco Costello, Mariam Abdul-Richards, none of them just ended up there just like that. It was the board that was appointed by the government. We the people funded that event. That's taxpayers' money. So to use your time to come and talk about that and defend some lavish party, it once again showing how disconnected you are. Sad.
And that is the opportunism, that is the deviousness and demonstration at the same time, the desperation and the fact that they know that the cookie is about to crumble, and that they will strive as the drowning man to even snatch on to a straw. Notice, and that has come on the heels. And rather than shutting up, knowing full well that you are expressing really an ostrich type expression, meaning that you bury your head in the sand and all your torso, I should say, exposed, because it was better for him to hold on to that and to, of course, maintain the agenda, the clear and instructed agenda of the members of the government. As far as this debate is concerned, focusing on the UNC and its membership and probably and past, of course, so-called what I consider the concocted misdeeds. We had a situation as well where you had a $1,500 galore in Hyatt, and clearly you have to.
But hold on, Lennox. I don't want to lose.
Yeah, let me not lose on it.
I understand.
Right, but let me just play this there, you all. I need to clear this again based on the conversations that the both of you all are having, including I will continue to throw out again. Mikey is right. Based Trinidad and Tobago, Rowley on stupidness. That party was paid by us, the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
Before you take that call, let me just put
no call. I want to play the clip.
Right, before you play the clip again, let me just put it in perspective. Now,
go ahead.
My good friend Lennox there was going on to the Hyatt and so forth, and he's correct. They really and truly are disconnected. But you see what happened yesterday? What happened yesterday was led and engineered by a certain situation. You see, a PNM station did a poll, and Karen Nunes Teixeira got 55%. Dr. Rowley came there yesterday not to tell us about whatever economic plan moving forward, how it's going to benefit us by sacrificing, what kind of growth we're going to have after we tighten our belt all the way up to our neck. He didn't come to talk about that or lay out any future plans. He came to defend his position in the PNM, and by doing so, he understands that it will be threatened as him being prime minister. He came there to throw off PNM people who made up the 55% that back in Karen Nunes Teixeira. So he had to come there and say, listen, don't study nobody about no party, and while all is suffering, and while all is hungry, no, it's not that, I didn't have it, But yet still in the same speech that he gave at the function, he said, go back in the speech, that the government asked Angostura to take part, to take this initiative and have this event. He said the government tell Angostura that. He came there to hold off the PNM people that want his political throat, only because Karen Nunes Teixeira on a PNM station got 55%. He was hopping and jumping during the debate, and all he could have done was point fingers at Kamala and members of the opposition, because he understands that his days, even in the PNM, are numbered.
Media release from the UNC, signed by the opposition leader of Trinidad and Tobago, dated the 3rd of October. Rowley berates citizens to sacrifice while he hosts an expensive and lavish taxpayer-funded party for his wealthy friends. Keith Rowley continued to disrespect citizens last Saturday at Millfleur, when he totally ignored the suffering of the poor and working class, and instead hosted an expensive and lavish party for himself and his wealthy friends, which was paid for with taxpayer dollars. It was a most evil act of incitement against citizens, the behavior of the detached tyrants and dictators, a provocation. The opulent party for Rowley and his wealthy friends is a hateful provocation to the citizens of this country. This government is totally detached from reality and is leading the country down a path of anarchy. Signed, Kamla Prasad Bisesa, SC, missing a MP. Madam Speaker, I simply want to put on record, and for the people of Trinidad and Tobago, nothing is further from the truth. If this is what the opposition leader and the opposition has to resort to try and get political support, trying to incite the country, trying to tell them that they are provoked and they must act and dog whistle for riot and anarchy, and talking about tyrant and dictator. Madam Speaker, all I did was to accept an invitation to a function that was hosted by and funded by Angostura.
And Angostura, Trinidad and Tobago, belongs to us. Angostura is White Oak, all your punching, all it is, that is the CLECO group of companies, just like our Republic Bank, Trinidad and Tobago, belongs to us. No man's land in Tobago that they try to take to get standards. That is Angostura again. It be CLECO, it belongs to us. We have all kind of mineral plant and all kind of thing in Point Lisa's industrial estate. It belongs to us. So understand, Rowley, you are lying to the people. Angostura, CLECO, and all the things that they own belongs to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. So yes, it's taxpayers' money, because taxpayers' money is to bail them out.
Gentlemen, if this man was an animal, he would have been classified as a wounded tiger. Remember, Weiss is saying that he's inciting, he's inciting at the same time. He's asking people to pay attention and to come to his rescue, He is psychologically preparing people to, of course, engage in a kind of psychological battle that may transform itself into physical action by including unnecessary or odious statements of suggesting that they are inciting, when in fact he is inciting by mentioning those very vitriolic and of course toxic words. We have to be very, very careful with this fella. He's a very wily fella, and he will stop at nothing.
Lennox is Karen who made him do that. Is Karen. When he talk about words like dictator and tyrant and so forth, go back and listen to the opposition and hear how many times that was mentioned. He has no problem with Kamala using that word, or Rudinath Indar Singh, or Rudal Munilal. The problem he has is that when he starts hearing it in his own party, in the rank and file of the PNM, that he's a dictator, me like how this man moving, this man moving like a tyrant, you have no say in the matter. Ask the youth officers in Lahore, ask them under Foster Cummins, if they're getting the liberty to do the things that they have to do. Why? Because somebody holding them back, because so many of them have their own hidden agenda and they do not trust him. That 55% of people that call a PNM station and said that they're going to back Karen is what made him go yesterday and talk that. It's no different than when on the eve of the THA elections, he had to come hurriedly and talk about Inez Gate. That is what he does when his back is against the wall. He lunges, and when he lunges, you can see that he's fighting for his dear life. Is Karen Makey come yesterday, not Kamala? Is Karen?
Listen, one thing before you all speak. I need to hear this again. Wait, hold on.
Media release from the UNC, signed by the opposition leader of Trinidad and Tobago, dated the 3rd of October. Rowley berates citizens to sacrifice while he hosts an expensive and lavish taxpayer-funded party for his wealthy friends. Keith Rowley continued to disrespect citizens last Saturday at Millfleur when he totally ignored the suffering of the poor and working class and instead hosted an expensive and lavish party for himself and his wealthy friends, which was paid for with taxpayer dollars. It was a most evil act of incitement against citizens, the behavior of the detached tyrants and dictators, a provocation. The opulent party for Rowley and his wealthy friends is a hateful provocation to the citizens of this country. This government is totally detached from reality and is leading the country down a path of anarchy.
So to go ahead, Cuff. This is provocation.
The price of fuel by 15%. I then realized that was not enough. I came back again in April and I raised it again by 15%.
And I came back again just a few weeks ago and raised it by another 15%. They haven't rioted yet. So I might raise it by another 15% in April of next year.
Of Trinidad and Tobago did not lie, Dr. Rowley. Your government provoking we by. All you provoking we by. It's facts. And all you will drive somebody. All you will drive. I say no more.
You want to take some calls, Andy?
Let me go for a quick break.
Let
me go for a quick break and come back.
What we have to do.
Director Cuff.
We come back.
Quick break and come back.
Karen.
a.m. to 9 a.m. Join Andy Williams, Michael Kerr, and Lennox Smith, the Ground Report team on M1047, as they rip apart the lies, half-truth, and misinformation that the mainstream media never discuss. The Ground Report. Hard-hitting, informative, undiluted, uncompromising, and unfiltered. Monday to Friday on M104.7 FM. Get the raw facts before making any life-changing decisions. Only on The Ground Report.
The Ground Report.
The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not closing down Petrotrin.
The Ground Report. The Ground Report.
I would think that there's been very clear that all the employees of Petrotrin will exit the company. All.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Warrell Regis and Company Limited. Services offer new tires and battery sale, motor vehicle inspection, mechanical repairs, fleet maintenance, tire alignment, wheel balancing and rotation, nitrogen installation, auto body repairs. Authorized agent for all major insurance, windshield replacement, wrecking service, parts and accessories. SMR Enterprise Shoguanas. Telephone 665-3377 or email warrellregis@yahoo.com. Open Mondays to Fridays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Warrell Regis and Company Limited.
My parents' generation grew up with Royal Castle. From the first restaurant in 1968, when that distinctive, tempting aroma hit the air, they just couldn't resist. And like never before, fried chicken with a special blend of local seasonings and a one-of-a-kind flavor down to the bone. Today, Royal Castle still have that same delicious taste, and I love it too. The kids can't resist it either. Plus, they have more to enjoy. For me, the Castle is more than just nice food. Is we own, part of me and you, and is the real flavor of TNT.
Come to Sheltec for your everyday gaming needs. Get your eShop, PSN, Roblox, and Steam cards. Also get the latest PS5, PS4, Xbox, and Switch games. We have everyday specials, 2 for 500 on games for everyone. Shop online at sheltechelectronics.com and get even more discounts. Visit us at 11 to 13 Frederick Street, Capital Plaza, Port of Spain. Come to Sheltec for your everyday gaming needs.
There's a new drink that's transforming what you expect from a beverage. U-Juice is 100% natural and has the power of red ginseng, turmeric, ginger, and the world's strongest antioxidant, astaxanthin. Your new favorite drink has arrived. U-Juice, en route to the ultimate you.
U-Juice. And when me drink, me get a natural boost.
Listen up, everybody. More FM 104.7 presents the Charmaine Ford Show, hosted by international singing sensation Charmaine Ford. Mondays and Wednesdays. Tune in, call in, click on, turn it up. You've got to listen. You can't miss a thing. We're Talking It All, a magazine-type format talk show that's innovative, informative, educational, and yes, fun. Yes, fun. It's not just talk. There's a whole lot of music. Listeners' participation is a must. The Charmaine Ford Show is on More FM Iconic Radio, Mondays and Wednesdays, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. The Charmaine Ford Show is on your radio.
Diwali is in the air, and with it comes festivities and fasting. Luckily, my family and I can enjoy a nice, tasty veggie burger thanks to Royal Castle. Whether it's lunch or dinner, the Royal Castle veggie burger is great on its own or in a combo with a side and a 16-ounce drink. And it's healthy too. A nutritious patty made with oats, lentils, chana, potatoes, and carrots. Inside, a soft bun with tomatoes and lettuce. So for this season of lights, try the tasty and healthy veggie burger. Shubh Diwali from Royal Castle.
Why is there still so much period stigma? Why have we been taught that our feelings are related with PMS? Why do people still believe that periods hold us back? I won't hide who I am. My body is strong, but it can also be vulnerable. I am everything the woman who came before me dreamed of. I don't accept period stigma. I am a new cycle.
Period or not, she can. With You by Kotex, you can choose from a variety of pads, liners, and tampons, so nothing can hold you back. Available nationwide.
Home is where you can foster new memories, where you can rejuvenate. Home is where love is, a peace of mind. Home is a house with a land to expand. Home is at the serene Bois-Canoe Park or the gated sanctuary of Ella Vista Gardens. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, indoor laundry, and private parking. Starting at $1.275 million, Home is DG Homes, Sangre Grande, 691-5659, 721-9186 or 379-8999. DG Homes, modern and luxurious living for all.
Your family's legacy deserves a place of remembrance.
One that pays tribute to a life well lived. Imagine a picturesque garden where you can preserve your memories for a future generation in a serene, eco-friendly sanctuary
surrounded by lush tropical trees
where you and your loved ones can rest securely in infinite peace. Your legacy begins at the Orange Grove Memorial Gardens.
Call us now at 223-2178.
Chinese and Ari Restaurant number 67 Western Main Road, St. James, opposite Standard, for breakfast daily Monday to Sunday from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. On the menu, sada roti, Friday, roast beef, pie, coffee, tea, Milo, vegetable pizza, pancakes with assorted vegetable. Lunch specials daily from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Chicken pilau, $25. Assorted lunch from $25 to $40. Soup specials and crab and dumpling. Delivery of food available. Dinner a la carte on the pavement from 6 p.m. until burgers, chicken sandwich, hot dogs, fries and chicken, nuggets, shrimp burger, gyros, and anything else you can think about. Call 382-9347 to place your orders 7 days a week.
To complete your home or business project, well, the place is Michelin Hardware. We carry a large selection of roofing and plumbing supply, lumber, steel, water tanks, tools, and more. Get your sand, gravel, sand filled by the bag, yard or load. No one beats our prices. Visit us at M&R Building, number 97, Eastern Main Road, Aruka, or call 646-2144. WhatsApp 327-7761. Michelin Hardware.
Resal's Funeral Home Company Limited. Services include cremation, burial, embalming, human remains repatriation, tents, and grave markers. At Resal's Funeral Home, you can stay in the comfort of your own home and be assured that all your funeral needs are met, from the time your loved one passes on to the day of burial or cremation, which simply means we do registration, acquire death certificates, and much more. We're on call 24 hours, 350-3626 or 218-5104.
Hyde and More 104.7 FM presents Libras Night. Libra's Night, Color of Love, on Saturday, 8th October at the Police Mess St. James with your DJs, Dr. Ross, Beats by Robin, Kevin Baker, Shockmaster J, Joe Grind, DJ Worrell, Rise International, and the boss of old school, Dr. High. Saturday, 8th October, the Police Mess St. James comes alive. Advance tickets $100. At the door, you pay more. Get your advance tickets now at ticket outlets, Bobby's Bar Curel, La Luna Bar Aruka, Fouts Barbershop Mover, Shell Tech Electrical, Capital Plaza, the Police Mess St. James, Sama Crew, San Juan, Hunties Fast Food, Mova Leventil, and Barataria. Saturday, 8th October, we're heading to the Police Mess for Colors of Love. For Color of Love. All other zodiac signs, come celebrate with the Liberals.
Fast wine, fast wine, fast wine. Fast wine, fast wine, fast wine.
Color of Love.
M104.7. Say it loud.
1990, Sharp Rock jumps upon the scene with a lean and a pocket full of green.
Say it loud. Home of the hits. And 104.7. Radio 104.7. 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Join Andy Williams, Michael Kerr, and Lennox Smith, the Ground Report team on M104.7 as they rip apart the lies, half-truth, and misinformation that the mainstream media never discuss. The Ground Report. Hard-hitting, informative, undiluted, uncompromising, and unfiltered. Monday to Friday on M104.7 FM. Get the raw facts before making any life-changing decisions. Only on The Ground Report.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
We are back. Mikey K, Lennox Smith.
Yes, we are back. We are back. Time check, 19 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock on this Wednesday, October 5th, 2022. Boy. Lennox still with us? All right, well, let's open up the lines, Cuff. I know people want to weigh in on it. Karen has gotten under the political skin of some people. Yes, and I ain't talking about no hand station, way to a 1 O level and they're passing it around like a 10-piece for everybody to use. I'm talking about the main PNM station, 55%. When they hear that, so is Karen had them acting so, you know? Who's on the outside?
The numbers to call 229-0251, 229-0251, or 239-5120, 239-5120. Good morning, caller.
Morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
I'm calling from the south.
Lower the volume on the radio, please.
Mr. Michael Case.
Yes, sir.
When you talk in the radio, you have people thinking in the Barapo area. What about man is this guy? I would like to see you personally. Arena later. Now, what I want to say is, what we must look at carefully with the PNM. Time election coming up, they're looking to get at the head of the UNC. Remember what they did with Dr. Pandey, Satmaraj, Anand Ramlogan. People calling for Kamla to come out, not wrong with that. But when they lock you up now, they will say, look at all your leader, we lock you up. And if the conviction court, I doubt she could be in the political day anymore. So I want Ms. Kamla to realize that she have to, not what she's doing, she could continue, but be careful with these PNM people. We want to get at her as the election coming up. I think you all will agree with me for that. In the meantime, keep up the good work and may God bless you all. I will pray.
Thank you, my brother. Yes, go ahead, Cuff.
Thank you, caller. Good morning, caller.
Hello?
Hi, morning, sweetie.
Hi, good morning, Andy, Mikey, Lennox, Cuff, and to everybody out here. Good morning, good morning. Mikey,
good
I
morning.
want to tell that man. Said Michael never went Lekoto to destroy nobody, you know. You understand? Said Michael is the destroyer of evil. Yeah, he don't take innocent people and do them anything. So how dare he compare that evil man to St. Michael? And I want to tell Marvin Gonzalez this morning, right? You talking about taking the family around the cable and telling them, look, we cannot afford ham every month. We cannot afford to go cinema 3 times a week. We cannot have macaroni pie and thing again. No. I want you to call your cabinet ministers around a table and tell them to stop thieving and recusing themselves 300 times from cabinet. That is what you're supposed to be doing. Don't come here and tell us what to do out here. And I want to also tell Rowley, you're talking about your vex because they talk about those things in the budget. Cut the music. You're talking about those things in the budget, you understand? And saying if you have 56 billion, you can't spend 75 billion. You were the one that told us you're only getting more for less. Where's the more for less stuff? But you see the thieving stop, right? And the thieving from the procurement and all that stuff, you will be able to make it. But all they're not doing anything for the country. Oh, God, I don't ask for go to school. Don't ask. I don't know where that woman is Queen Dotish. You understand? Where she does be getting these things from to come here. And have the God to tell Mariano Brown at some TV meeting or whatever it was, when he talk about if we had a proper bus service. That woman said we have a proper bus service, and she have proof of it. She just stand up in city get waiting for hours to get a bus, especially to Remo anywhere. No, she doesn't. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot and have a good morning.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So that's how disconnected they are. They know everything that working, but they don't go and they don't ride these service. They don't partake. Who's on the outside?
Again, you can call in. This is your chance now. 229-0251, 239-5120. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Ground Report. Tunapuna here.
Morning, sir.
Mikey, let me tell all you something.
Yes.
When call member as only play the tape. But before I go into that, what he talk about the race gas and the riot and things, Keith Rowley also mentioned about a brotherhood of wrongdoers and what have you is a mafia and what not. Take all these things very seriously, you know. This is not a light. This is not ordinary statements, you know. I want to tell Keith Rowley something. You remember in your thing you said that we're going to sell state assets? Clico owns Methanol Holdings Limited. And Methanol Holdings Limited is on the selling block. Why you think that big lavish party was held at Angostura? And you remember on the Angostura board, one of the awardees for the national award, what I go, Richard, Mariam Richards?
Yeah, Abdul Richards, yeah.
Right. Remember they make she a big boy, a big director on Angostura board. So therefore, I am saying that that party was hosted there. Because I want you all to mark all this carefully, see who were the people there in that. And who, if they would be the people bidding for Methanol Holdings Limited. Because I want to tell Rowley and them, if all you feel people in this country stupid, all you damn lying, you know, because all you, and the same way, Marvin Gonzalez, when he said with Kamlan when they read the report, the document about the 2,500 employees from Wasatago. And he said he don't know nothing about that. How the hell a document could appear just so out of the blues? From where? The opposition print that? Somebody print that? But it's the same way. When the issue was raised with him, Gonzalez, saying that, and people accused him, and when he said that how much 100 workers from TSCT to go home, he said, I don't know nothing about that. And boop, all of a sudden, 500 of how much workers had to go home. So I'm telling you, Mikey, this Balize, it's not a Balize house anymore. It's a Balize complex. And they will have a floor in that for teaching all the party has, how to lie. They have an institute in that, how to lie, because I can't believe it. Every single one of them, including all them pom-pom girls, Donna Cox and Regis and all of them. Well, Regis is everything which is exercise in fertility, eh? That's how I put it, exercise in fertility. Because I can't believe Donna Cox, Penny Beckles, Camille Robinson Regis, Paula Gopi, all these people, seeing the hardship that poor people go through. And, well, they don't talk about Phil Gerald Hines. All of them. These after that black-skinned, blue-eyed boys, Buffalo Soldiers, Mikey, all of them. This is back to slavery, you know. They are selling their people, Mikey. And let me tell you something. I want to tell Keith Rowley this. Back in South Africa, where they used to put tires around your neck and burn you, Rowley, you better pray. It's on which to that situation in Trinidad. I am promoting violence, but you see where all you're provoking people and making things hard and telling people go back to Cold Pot, ride bicycle, you can't get macaroni pie and all this kind of nonsense. People ain't going to take that easy, my brother. People ain't, because you see how they're killing bandits now in groups, 4 and 4 and them, because them fellas desperate and they tell themselves, look, we can't get work with no survival. We had to team up and go and put on work. And let me tell you something. I telling these bandits and them, all you're tackling the wrong people. Fellas, have a nice day.
Thank you, caller. Oh, Lennox, you back?
Yes.
All right, we want to hear you clearer. So we're going to take some calls in the meantime. You know, Cuff, when you give out the numbers, I just wait for you to say, you know, like operators are standing by, only $9.99 plus shipping and handling. Just to be hear the song. You know what I mean? But go ahead.
You sound mechanical?
No. What do I sound like?
American
Like a commercial or something?
I see.
We have on your
a code, a mafiosi code. We keep each other's secret. It's only when you break rank, you go there and expose us, and for that, we're going to kill you politically. It's the code of the Cosa Nostra. As long as we stay together, we will survive together. And we agree not to breach the code of secrecy.
A forensic audit into what happened in the past 7 to 8 years in Trinidad and Tobago here, where politics is concerned. You understand? Because as I tell you, if you feel the little gunman in the area is our enemy, listen to the media houses that carry the agenda of the PNM. The agenda of the PNM being sold by the main leading media houses, and they are all responsible for us getting here where we are today. Because if the truth was sold to the population, Dr. Rowley would have never see a second train here. I hope I come through loud and clear. Good morning to you, Brother Jeffrey and family. Bye.
Thank you, reporter. And you're so correct. Before we take the next call, he is so correct. I want people to understand they are trying to sanitize and clean up their leader. He is under threat, and he's only doing this, he's only launching out now because he realizes that in the rank and file, they're the ones who are perceiving dictatorship and tyranny and all of that. They're the ones, and that it's so close to home that he has to launch out, because if it is that Roger Monroe could say that and liken Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley to St. Michael, the defender archangel, and said he had the country's best interests at heart. That's what Monroe is saying. But we the true citizens, we are the ones who are living the reality every day. We understand that Dr. Rowley is the head of this entire thing, and he is the leader and the agent of doom. He is the agent of gloom and doom. So people don't lose track of it, because this is their strategy and this is their campaign, and they will call the locals perhaps after Carnival, knowing these people, they'll delay it, they'll call it after Carnival, and under the guise of regional Carnival, they'll be able to get into every area of Trinidad and Tobago under the guise of regional Carnival. And when they get there, they're coming with cash. Forget what they tell you that Gypsy wants on the books. What Gypsy wants on the books is irrelevant. It's when they get into the area under regional carnivals and start putting out things and trying to feed people on the low. And at the end of it, they want to make sure and have that narrative. Look at that. You're going to enjoy Carnival. You're going to have a Carnival after 2 and something years. This is your Carnival. And why are you having it? Why are you out here liming and frolicking and reveling? Because of the decisions that was made by St. Michael. St. Michael defended you. He protected you. And even if you're complaining today, you're living and breathing. You're alive to complain because of St. Michael. And that is going to be the strategy. And they're going to write that into the locals and say, listen, man, if this man saved my life, I have to be indebted to him. And that is the strategy they come. They can't come and tell you in the last 8 years, what they did. They can't come and talk about healthcare. They can't come and talk about infrastructure. They come in there, of course, with some trump-up talk against the opposition, picking and choosing, whether it be Munilal, whether it be Runat Indar Singh, whether it be Jolene John, whether it be Dave Tanku. They know who they're targeting. And, of course, Kamla Prasad Bisesa. They will have nothing to offer, and the only narrative is going to be that they saved our lives, and you know better. And if it is they could be commended for these lives that they saved, then we need to talk about the lives that they did not save. Even when they were lying in the early stages of the pandemic and saying that people were just dying because of respiratory problems, that was COVID. The figures that we have can never be accurate because they hid so much of the data. They were not the savers of anyone. They didn't save anybody. They didn't. Dr. Rowley is the agent of doom. He's not an archangel. So don't let them sell you that.
I mean, the agent of death, because I mean, certainly geronticide can be ascribed to this administration in more ways than one, having regard to what they did. Come to Tobago for Easter, and then of course we have no vaccine, but all of the aged people, putting your pension under threat. Get out there to those fictitious centers in order to get vaccine that never was. That never was, yes, indeed. But what do you think? What do you think the response to Tishara will be? Having regard, of course, will she be considered now to be the immaculate, like Mary?
Listen, the fact of the matter is this. Yeah. No, well, the fact of the matter is Dr. Rowley and his handlers know quite well that he's not liked. Right. You see, it's easy for them to come and throw that cloak over the eyes of the citizenry. But when your rank and file is starting to feel the reality and see you for who you are, it's reaching home. It's coming too close. Lennox, we talking about the PNM station, jump high, jump low. The PNM, I ain't talking about the hand man station with the 1 level, I ain't talking about that, forget that. I talking about the proper and prim, the people who are deemed to be middle class and who are retirees and who have always been there pledging their support for the PNM. They gave Karen 55% approval ratings. They are the ones who saying that she should take over. 55%, Lennox.
The
immaculate she didn't get 10 or 15. Yeah.
The Immaculate Karen. All right. I hear you.
That's right. And Karen, of course, has become PNM's public enemy number one.
Obviously. Yeah.
It's Karen have him acting up like that, It's Karen who bring him there yesterday, It's no different than the Hurley put together press conference with Inez Gate when we were highlighting it before the THA elections,
Oh, yes. And the fact that he had to discontinue his attack on Watson Duke on licentious grounds. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, Dr. Rowley understands the narrative.
No moral authority to speak, in that regard.
Yeah, that's right. He understands. He understands the makeup of the citizenry, but the fact of the matter is, when it reaches home, it becomes a problem. Now he has to fend off his own PNM people, and that's where it gets scary. Who's on the outside?
Good morning, caller.
Do it.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hello?
Good morning.
He said good morning, and then there's no answer afterwards.
Yeah, he said good morning. Perhaps he's going to call back in the afternoon. Who else we have out there? Give out the numbers. It can't just be about good morning unless you're selling magazines or in front of the gate. Morning. Welcome.
239-5120 or 229-0251. 229-0251. Good morning, caller.
Yeah, morning. Are you hearing me?
Yes.
Loud and clear.
Go ahead.
Yeah, morning. Yeah, again. Yeah, to each and everyone, the team there. Yeah, well, that is the PNM narrative. They will continue to blame the opposition, blame Kamala for their failure for the past 8 years. So don't expect nothing from them. They haven't bring any investors in the country, either creating employment for the youth. So 4 and 5 of them had to go and rob and get killed. And they continue to put Trinidad down a path of destruction. And as long as they're there, this will happen and it will continue to get worse. Have a good day, gentlemen.
Thank you. Good morning, caller.
Really abominable. Good morning.
Morning. I'm a new person that joined the station because I am one of those that switched on that station that haven't part of the on the face of it's very disgusting. Yeah. But I think that Karen Nunes-Teixeira right now put out in the public as a ploy, to distract us from that failed budget, which is an attack on the poor and the working class. Because let me tell you something, government ministers are asking you to do all these backward things and code pot and ride bike and tell it to no macaroni pie and ham and codong and all this kind of thing. None of refusing us the big tax breaks. They enjoying lavish benefits. They have automatic pension increase every 5 years. And I mean, nobody taking a salary cut in the government. Why don't want all of us to tighten our belt and they live in large? And in the face of a windfall of gas and oil, you have your people suffering. And this is how the Prime Minister said the money should go. He going to pay that profit VAT for the businessmen. If you send VAT return, he put in some in the heritage fund, the savings, and put in some in forex. So what happened to the rest of us? We must buy half a blue banana, ounce of cheese, 2 slices of sausage? No, man. But I enjoy the show. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, caller.
Good morning. Good morning. Consequences. I can't believe that people still went back and vote for PNM after they get bought up from Petrotrin, TSTT. People do it for real. And I think you all have to bring about T-shirt. T-shirt is not the UNC. We don't care about them, whoever they bring, that's their business. What is talking about T-shirt for and about T-shirt and the big T-shirt is only making ourselves be sidetracked by listening to T-shirt. Who the hell is she? I'm not an entity. She's not a part of UNC.
Let me make it quite clear. Teixeira is not our issue, The issue for Teixeira here is Rowley. Rowley is making her relevant. Yeah. Rowley you see, we talking about it is a non-issue. But when your own bite here, according to Shamford Kojo, that is a different kind of bite. The reality that we facing is now reaching home. So that is why other people are now becoming a priority and an issue. The rank and file are the ones who want to remove the leader now. Because they're feeling it just like the rest of us.
Yeah, but that's saying there's nothing to concern us at all. Let them fight the fight. We are the concern. We are concerned about winning an election. Do anytime. So, right, Tisha, it's not a part of.
Call, you can't say that. I want to tell you something, and I want you to mark. Hold on, I want you to mark down this day. I heard it on the ground report. A woman is going to be the cause of Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley's political demands. I said it right here, and I want you to write it down. Women are going to be the cause of his political demise. Remember that.
But I don't give a damn about PNM because PNM should be wiped off of the face of the planet. PNM itself, because PNM was never good for America. Well, right on, none of them are good. So even if you bring Tisha, the same string puppets behind, they are the same people pulling the strings behind will control them. Whoever it is, they're coming PNM. PNM is not good for no country in the world. Right?
Understood. So we agree on that. We agree on that. You can never we agree on that.
You ain't want nothing better than that. But of course, Mikey, the internals is supposed to be, I think, the 2nd of December, if I'm not mistaken. So you're quite right. It has to be after Carnival that local government, because they wouldn't have it. They wouldn't have local government before or in the midst of an internal campaign. So certainly they have. They have scheduled it in such a way so as to benefit from Christmas, a joyous period, right into Carnival, and then of course they probably believe that they will sort of soak the population sufficiently because they believe that they're that stupid, even though there's a taboo term these days. But that's how they feel. Of course, Tobago, they felt the same way in Tobago as well, and we saw
but Lennox, and you're right. I don't mean to cut you, but Lennox, you're right. But at the same time, we have to be able to identify their strategy. We always have to be 10 steps ahead of them. And even if you don't buy into it, the person next to you may buy into it. Now, the right-thinking citizens understand that Roger Monroe is talking. I mean, it's nonsensical what he's trying to lay out there. But the fact of the matter is there are people who are going to buy into it. You must be able to hit the core points. And you must be able to verbally dismantle all of that nonsense. You can't just go around and just be so, hey, we don't like them. We understand that. We agree on that. We settle that. But you have to identify their strategies. That's the only way you're going to defeat them, and that's how they're going to be weakened. And what better time to get at your enemy when they're at their weakest point?
Yeah, because I mean, just to be rhetorical, of course, they would know that you are aware of their modus operandi, their strategy, and so on. Make them very, very uncomfortable as they continue to just agree with you. Yeah.
Of course, we have on the outside. Of course, you must know.
Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Mikey, Lennox, Andy.
Morning.
Tightening your belt is total disaster. It has been proven before in any country that you could think of. Look at the state of the country right now, Mike. The economy almost closed down, and you tell people now to tighten your belt. In other words, withhold your money. Don't go and buy macaroni from the supermarket. Don't go and buy this. Don't go and buy that. You know what I mean? You're shutting down places in this country. These people, all you're saying, mad is a mild word to think about when they're moving them out. They rather go and complete wire. They like the Bismarck when they sink it in the wartime days. And this is why everything going wrong in this country. We spelling wrong and wrong. And bandits and everybody taking full advantage of it because nobody knows what they're doing. The police have no idea. They say they killed a couple people in Miaro. I sure while they were killing them people were getting rolled up or raped somewhere in Port of Spain. Waste that time, Mikey. Tighten your belt. Like total madness because they had the money. If they do that, we sink and we done for forever. Thanks, Mikey.
All right, my brother.
Kola, you're so right, because I mean the fact of the matter is that they have acknowledged that they have mashed up the country and have nothing to offer, and therefore what they have done is resorted to all these diversions that will not benefit and is not sustainable at all in moving Trinidad and Tobago forward. So we are in a shambolic state. Good morning.
Oh, we lost that one.
Good morning. We take a couple more calls.
If you want to give them the numbers again, please.
Yeah, we have a caller on the line right now.
Oh, go ahead, caller. Morning.
Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
Calling from Brazil Village.
Good morning.
What he had at the class. I agree with you. The election will be called after the carnival. When they do all the thing and they say they give them party to jump up and fed, they'll say St. Michael do that for them. And I wouldn't be surprised to hear that they blame Kamala for Karen Teixeira gaining 55%. And for that thing what Monroe say, it's Rolly who ride that Mikey, it's Rolly who ride that. Gentlemen, have a good day.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's so bad. You gave me the script.
No, but if you see these presentations for the budget, I mean, you stand up with awe. If you're not a trader,
we have a caller on the line.
We have a caller. Go ahead, caller.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Lee. Oh my gosh. Lennox, Mikey, and the Trinidad and Tobago.
Hey.
I think we should get them on asking for him. I really think we should get them on asking for. They want us to ride to work. Let us show them how productive this country will be with us riding to work. Let us set a day and let everybody who have bikes ride to work. Let's see what time people going to reach. Is the traffic situation going to be any better? How people going to smell in the office? When they get there under AC, how they're going to look to the clients and the customers that are coming in the store? Yeah, let us give them what they want. Let us plan a day and let everybody ride to work. Have a blessed day, Trinidad and Tobago.
Wow.
Thank you.
Everybody's attempted to make their contribution in creative ways. And Mikey, I mean, that is a tribute to the efforts that we have been making over the last 8 years. Good morning.
True.
Good morning, caller.
Yeah, good morning. Mikey here. From report here something. Our father rode bikes to photo work.
Could you speak up a little bit louder?
Caller, you want to speak up? Start over. Caller, speak up, please. We can hardly hear you.
Right, our forefathers rode bicycles, right, donkey cart, bull cart, to come out at these positions for a better Trinidad and Tobago. Flambeau, right, coal pot, fireside, dot house, dot flooring. And now, you telling we politicians, pipe out this country, pipe out all our assets. And now we have to go back to that. What we toil for in this country? What we really toil for? Where is $33 trillion gone? Reform this country. We have to reform this country. Constitution, legislation, procurement, referendum. We have to reform it. Our forefathers, we sell milk, walk in. Bottle of milk, 3 cents. 3 cents for a bottle of milk. And we used to walk all Barataria, all Malik, selling milk. And this is what we have to go back to. People in Trinidad and Tobago have to put a stop to this. What we toiling for? For politicians to live big and get exemption on expensive vehicles and get all the best perks and eat ham, lamb and jack, and they tell you we can't afford to eat ham now. But they must eat. And we buying it for them. We so stupid. Is the rain keeping me back from going in front of the Inbrook office this morning? This is protest, man. People in Trinidad and Tobago, we cannot go backward. This is the 21st century. I still hold my shoes in my hand. All they don't live like me. The people up by me just fight me down because of what I own. I own a massive parcel of land. All right, go on report.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Cuff, I sent you a number. Please, if you can call that number for me, please. Let me get on to these individuals Thank you so much for reminding me, my good friend out there.
Okay.
Yes, if you could call that number for me, please. We did make mention of this yesterday, and we want to see what's the status, the current status now, after we made that call yesterday. Folks, be careful out there on the roads. We have some weather advisories.
Yes, until tomorrow, in fact. Today's
Yes.
what? Yeah, till tomorrow. No,
Yeah.
till Friday.
Till
Friday.
Friday.
Tomorrow. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so from today right through until Friday. So people be very, very careful. The inclemency of the weather will create problems on the road surface itself. And you know the kind of roads we have these days.
And prices are going to raise again because the local haulers are to increase their rates by 20%.
Well,
those people who are holding equipment and whatever it is, products, so products will go up because of the rise in gas prices.
Yeah.
So
Well, of
expect
course,
that 20%. So be ready, be prepared.
Wow.
We have it there, Cuff?
There's a standing joke, of course, with respect to those potholes. The fella passed and he said, "Listen, these are craters." And but the rain fell afterwards. So when he was returning, he was passing through a lake. So be very careful about these disguised depressions in the road. They may appear to be very innocuous, but they might well be able to swallow up a good part of your vehicle.
Yeah.
So be very
you
careful.
have it there, Cuff? What's it? Have you linked with it?
I'm trying to call.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So people
Just ring it out.
just bear with us. We trying to get a particular matter.
Just the link with
addressed.
something. Yeah.
Can I help you, Crystal Tours? Hello, hi.
Yeah, good morning.
Hello?
Good morning, Crystal Tours.
Morning. Yes, hi, morning.
Can you hear me?
Hi.
Good morning, ma'am. This is Mike
Yes.
K here on More 104.7, the Ground Report, along with my colleague, Lennox Smith. There was an issue that we raised yesterday. A couple traveling with your enterprise on a tour to Cancun. Now, unfortunately, the young lady needed a visa to get into Mexico, and that wasn't told to the couple. And this went into effect, of course, January of this year, but they were booked for June of this year after it came into effect. The tour operator, of course, yourself would have known about this policy. They are trying to get some sort of issue addressed as far as I should say, what is it? They're looking basically for their money's back, a refund.
The refunding.
Yes.
Yeah, the
yes.
refund because the exercise did not take
So,
place.
is this gent? I believe. I'm not certain, but I believe is that a gentleman by the name of Ravi? Ravi or something?
Yes.
Okay, that gentleman. I would like you to speak to the staff who handled it. He was fully aware of the situation. We advised him even to go to Cooper Airline, who's the airline, and they told him he can use the ticket right at another date. They would not give a refund. However, he will be given a credit for future travel, which he refuses to. He insists he needs a refund. He insists. He's very adamant and very aggressive. All right? And I would like you to speak to the staff who handled. Now, we've been in business over 35 years, and we are very, we have transported thousands of persons, okay? And we have the gentleman who is very, very, he gets very hostile and abusive.
You're referring to Mr. Singh?
Can I have a problem with Robin Singh or something?
Ryan.
Or
yeah,
Raj or
Ryan.
something? What's it?
Ryan Basant Singh.
Yes.
Guy with the Panama issue and Cooper.
Yes. Yeah. But well.
Okay, I'll
what
get
we
the
want to
name
find
for you.
out from
I'll
you.
get the name for you.
All right. Yeah. No.
He was referred to the airline.
We are on
He
the
was
same page.
referred.
We are on the same page as far as the individual. But the point I'm making in a circumstance where that has occurred, the event did not materialize. Are you saying that they have foregone their cash return? Let me put it that way. That is what you are saying.
The thing about it is that the airline has been paid for the ticket. The airline was contacted, the Copa Airline, and he was advised that he will get a credit for future travel to any destination of his choice, which he refused. But he insists on coming back to the office.
All right.
And it's the same thing we have to tell him. It's beyond.
Assuming he has no plan to travel. What happens in that
I don't know.
Wait.
All right.
This is the airline's decision. This is the airline decision.
But here what I will ask. I'm Andy Williams, the Pitbull Radio. I will ask a simple question. The person, your airlines are responsible for booking people going to trips and various things with various packages and all those different things. In your responsibility, you're supposed to make sure, well, these individuals are in reaching upon their trip that the cars.
He was advised. He was advised.
All right. He was advised. All right. What he was advised? That the trip would not be able to pull through? What he was advised, love.
I think that's a fair question.
Yeah. What he was advised.
Was he told prior before?
I am not quite familiar. I overheard conversation.
Right, but here was the unfairness here, love. Here was the unfairness here. At the end of the day, whether advised, however it go, I spend my money in your tour company, Tropical. Right. There's Andy Williams. Andy Williams, the Pitbull Radio. Right. I spend my money to get a service delivered from you. All I ask in that advice, were he aware that he would not be getting back his money? Yes or no? Because I doubt you all will sell a trip.
No.
Obviously, so he will advise that. All right. It did not pull through. You have my money. I ain't get to go through the trip. I ain't get through. So you book something for me. I ain't get through to do it. Right? You were supposed to make sure all the I's dotted, all the T's crossed. Whether it is his wife. Listen. Whether his wife is a Venezuelan, or not. Right? Whether his wife is a Venezuelan or not, however it go. You supposed to make sure that me and my Venezuelan wife reach where I paying you for. And if you realize,
understand, we handle hundreds of passengers. We always counsel passengers. Okay, if not, you would have heard a lot more. Okay,
all right.
We always counsel our passengers.
I understand what you're saying now, but however, what my colleague is saying is that the onus was on you to ensure that everything was taken care, whether it be ground transportation, airfare, accommodation,
we have proof.
Everything.
Apparently, he went to the radio station. And
go ahead.
Yes. Let the person know who walks in here. Tell them this is the ground report. Pitbull, Mikey, Lennox, the baddest station in the morning.
Listen.
Yeah, this is serious, not baddest.
Why are you shouting?
All right, sorry.
Hi. This is a conversation. Do we have to be in this manner? Can we not speak? Can we not speak?
That's just his.
All right, madam. Let me apologize to you.
That's his modulation.
It's a conversation. Hi.
Yes.
Yeah,
all
we
right.
understand.
We are carrying on a conversation here.
All right. Lennox, Mikey, let me have a proper conversation with you.
I don't understand.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Listen.
Right. Wait.
Madam, let me bring
Let the gentleman call me when he wishes to speak.
No, I wouldn't speak again. The next gentleman want to speak to you.
We wish to speak now, madam. It's quite clear. the onus and the
Because
responsibility.
I can't handle the shouting and the aggressive. I don't understand. It's a conversation.
Nobody's shouting again, ma'am.
Nobody's shouting.
Ma'am, right now,
What I am trying to explain to you, the gentleman did come to the office. He had come to the office on many occasions. We spoke to the airline on his behalf. We are not holding his money. Crystal Toll is an agent for Copa Airline, among other airlines. Okay, we spoke with Copa Airline. We were advised. This was also advised to the gentleman. He refused to listen. We told him, well, if you don't believe us, you go to Copa Airline as well. If you don't trust us, you go to Copa Airline. All right.
I
don't know whether he did or he did not.
When was this policy? When was this policy implemented?
I am
put this policy in place.
What policy?
Yeah.
It's always the policy. It's always listen.
Go ahead, look, talking soft,
yeah,
ma'am.
I'm just asking.
Listen,
when did this policy come into effect?
Listen, I am not 100%. Listen, can I get on to the person who dealt with the gentleman, the staff? She is more familiar with the situation. She'll answer some of your questions that I can't. But I know for fact.
Ma'am, I want to agree with you. Listen, I want to
things.
Look at talking soft, ma'am. I want to agree with you. You may be not too aware of the whole situation.
Right, great. We can talk.
And don't have all the necessary policy paperwork in front of you to be able to talk straight out. And I understand that. We will be giving you the opportunity to organize and get all the paperwork necessary. I must say, I have a couple of family that use your agency. You all are and Trinidad and Tobago, while we are here live, their agencies are very, 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 very popular, very nice. They are hardworking. They does all what they have to do when you see you dealing with this agency here, right? And what we are trying to do here, ma'am, is to organize and not have this wonderful agency name calling up or however it do, based on a refund of money that was spent that they didn't, And I find it, in truth, it might be unfair, although the gentleman was warned. I find it may be unfair how it go, but when I watch the percentage rate of the agency ending up with bad name based on one ignorant fella that always said that disrespectful to the staff, I now learned that day too. I find he was very disrespectful to the staff. So when we now realize that there, I am giving you the opportunity. Let's fix this, because I am a believer of the agency. Mikey K family also does, and we have people that also do, and we would like to work with you all, not have this type of, so the call was like a personal one, knowing that we deal with the same agency. We have plenty friends and family members dealt with this agency, and we know you all have is about quality and customer service. So let me tell you, thanks so much for taking our call. We will be calling you back.
Before that, Andy, let me just ask her: Is it possible in any way that we can depend on you to, of course, do what is necessary and to resolve it?
Of course.
Amicable?
Of course, of course, we will do. We do that with all our clients. There are problems, and we try to, we have to solve the issues.
No need to go further to the airline rather than you will handle it.
But you see, at that level. No. What we have to understand? Every ticket, there are conditions. Some tickets are cheap, and there are rules attached. Okay, some are non-refundable, some you cannot transfer. There are name changes, there are rules, and these have been advised. But this client is a very, very difficult individual to explain to. He gets very abusive. He does not get what he wants.
I'm glad you let us know.
I'm surprised. So you are familiar with his personality as well?
Yeah, but the way how you speak, because I don't realize you are a woman of reasoning. You believe in as you say, moderate speaking, and that anything is possible when people dialogue and talk. And I realized that, and then I could have heard it in your voice. I heard it, when you talk about that client. I realized like he's a kind of vicious kind of mouth like the Prime Minister now. That kind of aggressive. So I believe it. I want to believe he might be happy in him, because he moved with the staff aggressively, and
It's a young lady he dealt with. She's very, you know, he took advantage of her. But we have spoke to Copa, which is the airline he was booked to travel on, and we were advised that he's not going to lose his money. His money, he's be given a credit. Copa will not refund him. Monies have been paid with Copa. We are at a status, meaning we can issue our own tickets, okay? We paid Copa. Copa has his money, not us. We are just an agent. So if we are to refund, it has to come from Copa Airline. We have spoke to them on numerous occasions, and this is what the information. We even asked him to contact Copa. If he does not believe us, he can go straight to the airline, because people do that. That is your prerogative to visit the airline if you don't trust us. Okay? Yep. However, he refuses. Whether he did or not, I am not aware. But I'm surprised he went to you. But I guess he probably figured he will get somewhere. But I think you should talk to Copa Airline if you all wish.
Yes. Well, I mean, it's a lot of money, and especially in this go-over season. But my only question was,
I understand.
When was this new policy implemented? And if it is that the tour operator had prior information, was that information shared with the customer? Simple as that. That's all I.
What is your number? I tried actually. A staff member told me that somebody was on the airwaves. That's right. We tried to contact you yesterday because we found it was unfair to not get in two sides of a story, you know, and so we tried to contact you yesterday. I appreciate that, and I must be thankful because I was very, you know, adamant. I was saying, oh my God, I wasn't familiar with your station at all.
Yeah.
All right.
And
so
watch,
anyway,
and watch before you go there, and you realize you get familiar because somebody tell you, you know, even if you're not familiar, somebody tell you that the popularity and the one tell you,
a staff member told me that, but I got one report and I was about to, you know, have it addressed, but we could not get through to you. The number we had was not correct.
Yeah.
I don't know it offhand. But what is your number? How can we get
finally for me? Ma'am, finally for me.
Are you there?
Assuming that he will not travel. Just a minute, gentlemen. Assuming that he will not travel, he doesn't want to travel. It means, therefore, that credit will be attributed to him. Is there any way, therefore, you being centrally involved in the whole process, that he can transfer that credit to you, and you, of course, compensate him, and then, of course, you can take the credit in whichever direction you wish to take.
I would love to do that. I would love to do that if I can. But we will have to check with the airline and see if that's possible. I don't know if it can be done like that.
Yeah.
Copa Airline is based in Colombia.
We look at every possibility because he will not be traveling. So that much we
help him out now. And when he come, anytime he getting on loud with the ladies, call me. I will give him my number. Call the Pitbull. He cannot come here